your theory to the test. We be the SPS. Raw bunching to the dead. Show me what you know. Beliefs and principles. And say it with your chest. Melanin popping and we gonna see. Conversation, reality. What you want, we got what you need. A dose of the truth, a brick of the street. Gotta touch grass when you on this scene. Sometimes seem too gray to me. Either it is or it ain't. Gotta keep it tall. Small thoughts, R.I.P. Flawed in all. Righteous call. Grow folks tall. BS fall. Pull your stack. Break your guard. Stereotypes can't play this long. Throw your scripts against this wall. Talking points to your flaw. Legs to limb. Take this wall. Gotta keep it trill. Gotta keep it raw like yes. Or bunch it to the dead. Talk about the globe. Standing 10 toes with your theory to the test. We be the SPS. Or bunch it to the dead. Show me what you know. Beliefs and principles. And say it with your chest. Too extreme to ever be. We bring balance to how you think. Do it make sense? Will it really work? Put it to the test. Tell me what you seen. What you heard, would it really be? Did you fail? Did it succeed? Hey, what you want? Here's what you need. Get out your brain and get on your feet. SPS, POD, RAW, we need you to tap that blue leaf. Chop it up, tap it in, and let's speak. Let's see. The trap of the nerd, the hot girl swerve, the wife, the husband, the bee. The single, the baddie, the righteous, the ratchet, all get a chance to speak. SPS, or bunch it to the dead. Talk about the globe, standing 10 toes with your theory to the test. We be the SPS, or bunch it to the dead. Show me what you know, beliefs and principles, and say it with your chest. Check.
Let's do it. Welcome to the SPS Podcast. You are now tapped into your host, DJ Strata, your moderator for the Raw Bunch. In the building, I got Shy with me. What's up, brother?
What's good, family? How you feeling?
Good. How you?
Man, I can't complain, man. God is good all the time, bro. So happy to be here, man. I'm super excited to have this conversation with you. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we can share some gems today and maybe, edify those that need to be edified, that type of thing. So
that part, man. So what you been up to? How you been, bro?
I've been up to everything, bro. Trying to take my ideas and my aspirations and inspiration and turn them into a career, bro. I had a film screening for my short Tuesday. Bino pulled up. Shout out to brother Bino for pulling up on me, man. It was amazing. Yes, sir. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Getting really good feedback from it. So I just found out that it's currently a finalist in this film festival in the city. So they're gonna be broadcasting all of the films on this app. I don't know if I made it to the final round, but for my first one even be like nominated and a finalist in it, bro, that means to me, man, guys, like, but you doing what you're supposed to do. So right. I'm excited. I can't ask for more, bro. So I got to find out the actual date they're going to be streaming, so I can let y'all know so y'all can check it out on the app when they release it. Sure. So just doing that, bro. Writing, trying to get my, trying to get my mojo all the way back. You know what I mean? Sometimes life takes you off your purpose, off your system. And so I'm just rejuvenating, man, getting back to the machine I was in this creative thing, bro. So I'm just excited to be back in this space, man, and kicking with y'all fellas, bro.
Rooming myself on live is crazy, right? I'm late,
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, real nigga shit.
President accounted for. That's the shit I'm talking about. So tell us the name of the movie and give us a little brief synopsis of it before we get into it, though.
The short film is called A New Dad, and it's in a quick way. I packed it. People beat on top. Hey, bro, for that was hella emotional, bro. Another 30. I don't know if I could have made it through.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's to put it concisely, bro. It's an examination of like that inner child trauma that all humans have. Different intensities, right? Different levels of intensity, but we all as children experience things and we experience them in different ways. And as you go through life, you find yourself getting disconnected. And so once that disconnection happens, then you find yourself in life with these patterns, these moods, these misunderstandings that you can't quite like calculate. And sometimes going back to the inner child to figure out where those things manifest. We all need to do that. So it was kind of like a slice of life of showing you a man having that experience and the personification of the inner child.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, man, what's your next projects? I know this ain't the only one you got.
Yeah. So I got a lot of things already written, bro. But the next project I'm planning on producing and shooting is called Candy Coated Cyanide, bro. And this is another kind of explorative film. I've always been very curious of like celebrity culture. You know what I mean? The way we experience it, the way we kind of interact with it. So I wanted to, I should write music too. So I'm a little familiar with it, with that scene and being in the studio with artists and stuff. So like exploring what it looks like, all the different elements of celebrity culture and also and primarily idolatry. Because I think idolatry can be very dangerous for individuals, but also in society. If you see what's going on now, right? These cults of personality and idolizing people for reasons other than just like success and things like that, and know nothing about their character, who they are as people, so those type of things. So it's navigating that kind of that story.
Okay.
Yep.
Dope. Also, man, if you can drop it in the private chat, if you got any way for us to support as a viewing audience, man, we'll make sure that we get that out to the YouTube public and our family out here. You heard me. But listen, man, like I said, bro, we super proud of you. I'm glad to have you as a guest. We got a couple people be popping in and out on this conversation. But again, let's keep chopping it up. Bino, what's up with you, brother?
What's good, fellas? My brothers, how y'all doing?
Cool. How's everything with you, bro?
I'm cool. I can't complain. I won't.
I hear
if
that.
I could, I wouldn't.
What you been cooking up lately, bro? What you been on?
I ain't been doing shit, man. Unfortunately, man. Just a lot of transitioning, man. I got some things, I got some things cooking in the pot. When they come together, I'll talk about it more. For right now, I'm keeping it to myself. But I'm working. I'm working in the background, doing some shit.
Okay. That's what I like to hear. Shaw, what's good with it? 06 to the good bros. What's up with you, bro?
Word.
Cool. How you?
Shit, man. Sick as hell, but you know what I'm saying? We out here.
Everybody fucked up. You heard me?
Man.
Yeah, that shit going around for sure.
For sure, bro. There you go.
Don't crash, nigga. Get that shit together.
Get out.
That'll be devastating, nigga. Make sure you good before you hit that pedal, boy.
Oh God, you hear me? Well, how you been, Sean? What you been up to, bro? What you been cooking up?
Man, business. I found a good venue in DC last weekend to kick off the speaking platform. Just got to work out the logistics, the dates, and shit like that. So I'm definitely gonna tap in with you about that. But yeah, man.
For sure.
Really
I look forward to that. Look forward to it, bro. All right, fellas, we got enough to at least start cooking up this show, man. So the name of this show is the Charlie Kirk Case Study: Sticks and Stones and Consequences. So what made me think of this show, right? We all know what happened to Charlie Kirk. We're not going to speak on whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, but the thing I wanted to touch on with this entire topic is the thought of consequences in words, right? So this event happened. It got me thinking. But again, if you look into our past, like as Black people, this ain't really new to us when I'm talking about words having consequences, right? So before I even get to any of the topics, we got like 3 case studies we want to look at. I want to look at Charlie Kirk and what happened with him. I also want to take a look at Malcolm X. and a recent battle rap event, believe it or not. Something happened that was pretty interesting, where words transpired into something more. So these are three kind of distinct cases, but we're going to use all three of these cases to weave through the themes of words and consequences. Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
For sure. So my first question, let's do this round robin because I think y'all intelligent enough not to repeat yourselves and repeat what you just heard and just add and build. So that's the idea, man. A little bit of housekeeping. We're going to keep the answers concise. It's four of us, so we can kind of slow cook this thing. Again, if you don't have anything for a particular topic, that's fine too. You know, it's okay to pass the mic. But again, because it's only four of us for now, you know, I definitely want y'all to slow cook, articulate your ideas. We're going to move this mic around. Sound like a plan?
Yes, sir.
Dope. All right, so Shah, my first question to you before I even get into my formal questions, right? How do you feel about the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? Do you think that's true?
I think it's an inspirational quote, right? Like the platitude thing that I know Hemp likes to talk about a lot. Because we can examine from childhood to old people, right? Mm-hmm. There aren't too many instances where words that affect us negatively don't have tangible consequences.
For sure.
It's a desired reality, but it's unfortunately not the reality.
Okay. Tell me more what you mean by that.
So again, when sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words do have consequences, even on us as individuals, right? Mm-hmm. If I say something to you the wrong way, there's certain things which can be regional. It could be based off whatever type of life you live, right? I say certain things, it's going to have an effect on you. Now, there might not be any physical harm, but it's a catalyst for some type of reaction. So the reason why I said it's inspirational, because we want people to exist in this place where you can say what you say, and I'm able to take that and not respond to it. But in my personal life, I haven't seen that often. Got you.
So you disagree with that premise that sticks and stones may break my bones? That don't really resonate with you?
No, I haven't seen it in my world. No.
For sure. Bino, my question for you, bro, is where do you think that saying comes from? That's question one. But part two of that question, who do you think that was meant for? The person that was being disrespectful or the person hearing disrespect?
First, I don't know, man, because like they say, like kind of like Shah said, they say sticks and stones don't break your bones, but words will never hurt. You don't got to break your bone to be hurt. So that's bullshit. I think, of course, probably some type of peacemaker probably said that shit or something. I guess I don't know, whoever that may be. What was the second part of the question you said?
Who do you think that is? Who you think that saying benefits more? The person that's being talked to crazy, or do you think that's more of a message for you to kind of?
It benefits the person who talks crazy.
Okay, tell me more.
It benefits the person who talk crazy, because if we walk with the mindset, oh, you can say whatever and it ain't gonna hurt me, and that allow people to say what the fuck they want without any consequences.
Okay. That makes sense. Do you agree with the saying?
No, I agree with the saying. Words ain't gotta hurt you, but words don't mean I can't hurt you.
For sure. I like that. Sure. I'm gonna remix it a little bit. So if we saying sticks and stones will hurt you, right? What do you think have some of the effects that words have had based on you living in the earth? What are some of the effects you've seen with words hurting people?
Trauma. That shit can be traumatizing. That shit can lead to stigmas and shit you deal with for decades. We don't even think about it, bro. I remember, man, vividly, if I call one of my brothers, we could talk about my mom and how much we miss her, right? But what we also can talk about is how he had to make a choice to forgive her and build a relationship with her. Because I remember distinctly, even being the youngest, her dumb bunny, her throwing ashtrays at him and shit like that, her beating the shit out of him because he looked just like his father. You know what I'm saying? But the words, the dumb shit, the way she talked to him, like you never forget that shit. It's shit that people can say to you, bro, whether it's your girl, And even when we talk about chicks will weaponize our vulnerability, the shit we tell them, you remember that shit. You remember how people say things to you when you at your lowest points, things that's meant to hurt you. You just remember that, bro. I didn't broke so much shit and fucked up so many body parts playing sports, bro. I don't even remember what I fucked up at this point. That shit healed, my nigga. But man, shit that hurt my feelings, my nigga, I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit can have lasting effects. That shit can give you, man, all types of insecurities and complexes. You know what I'm saying? You can have different trauma responses that you don't even know is connected to shit that was said to you, man.
Solid. I agree with y'all sentiments, man. I think that I wanted to open up with that to see whether y'all shared the same sentiment as me, that words definitely fucking hurt. And that sticks and stone shit was probably cool in second grade when you had somebody picking with your ass, but we still turned up then. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one tripping. That's probably a outdated saying for sure, for shit show, man.
Sure. People kind of watch what they said. People probably kind of watch what they said back then too. When that saying was created, it probably was like a one-off person, you know what I'm saying? Whereas though it's like, oh, don't worry about that, whoever degenerate or troublemaker, right? Because I think it was a lot more decorum and respect for people when it came to words. Probably back when that saying was even created, right? So it probably did make sense back then, right? Because if you coming across 100 people every day that's highly respectful and treat you with respect, and that one person to say something, I guess you can let that one person slide, right? Because that one person is just a degenerate, they're one off. But you know what I'm saying? That shit is outdated, dog. Like people is wild with the mouth and the action. So, you know, and a lot of times words, right after people's, most of the time in real world, when people say certain things to you, you could kind of almost assume that an action behind whatever words they said to you is going to come next.
So do you always prepare as if the action's coming?
You better, in my opinion.
Okay. I like it. That's solid, man. Again, I think that this is first off, man, I appreciate all y'all fellas for being here. Y'all are all solid, man. I don't think I got to do the you go. Man, let's build this conversation naturally as men, man. I think that we got enough decorum to pull it off. I think y'all would agree, right? We're going to definitely slow cook this thing and slow roll through it. So, you know, add what you see fit. You know, if you don't really got much to say, that's fine too. But we'll kind of do this one popcorn style because I trust you all's judgment and decorum. So the first question I want to lay to the floor to y'all, man. Who decides when words go too far? Who decides when words go too far? Is it the speaker, the listener, or the society that reacts? So who decides when words go too far? The person saying the dumb shit, the person receiving the dumb shit, or society looking at it? Who decides, yo, that's too far?
Man, it's the recipient, man.
Okay.
It's the recipient. That shit filtered to my ears first, and I got to decide how I want to react. You know what I'm saying? Whether that means whether I run away and cry, whether I just internalize it, whether I get mad, like, yeah, you know, like everybody has their boundaries, everybody has their triggers, everybody got that line that's a bit too far. And I think secondary would obviously be society after that. But yeah, it's the individual, man. Okay. I get to decide if, you know what I'm saying, like some motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, you can play with them like bitch, you know what I'm saying, with niggas, you know what I'm saying? Some of your homies call each other bitches. Some niggas like, man, that's a line too far, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to play that shit with somebody else. So yeah, it's the recipient.
So it's the recipient.
If I'm not limited to one person or one of the options that you provided, Strata, then my answer is going to be similar to Sean's, particularly with the advent of social media, right? And we live in this space now where other people's sensitivities could affect your personal livelihood. So you and I could be having a conversation online. We could be going at each other and saying the most foul things possible based on where we're from, based on things that are normal tradition for us. Once that conversation is over, we might be cool the next week. But outside viewers who might not be privy to the way that we communicate may feel offended by the things that we're willing to say to each other. And let's just say they take our conversation and it gets disseminated around to other people. Now we might have to deal with the consequences of how everyone else feels about what we say.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So as Sean stated, first primary is going to be the person you're talking to, right? Because people have been seeing, and I'm just thinking about social media because so many conversations I had online now.
Right.
So it's hard to like negate and ignore that. But I think society definitely. I think about the 90s, man. I'm a huge fan of 90s content because everybody got it. Yeah. And so I think in some ways that benefited us because you don't take yourself as serious. You get reminded how short life is, so it's good to be able to laugh at yourself and sometimes laugh at others. Like it's healthy to be able to do a little bit of both.
Okay.
But that we don't live in that time anymore now. So so things are you can get in trouble for being insensitive, as we see with some of the things that's happening now. So I'm gonna say just again, kind of similar to what Sean said. I think first is the listener, but then society kind of has this new power that trumps both.
Man, that shit happened to me before at a job, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy you said that. I was assistant director of this nonprofit. I was interviewing this black guy for this position. Me and him was talking, and he was saying in the interview, if a kid say nigga to him, then he'll handle it like XYZ. He was saying that when me and him was one-on-one in the back room. We come out the room to the bigger part of the office, and it was this black female therapist. It was just 3 of us in the office. She was in the conference room. You know what I'm saying? And so me and him was kind of expounding on that a little bit as I was walking him to the door, and she heard us say something about nigga. So then she calls HR on me, you know what I'm saying, on some goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? She ain't fuck with me though, but you know what I'm saying, on some goofy shit. Like straight up. Conversation ain't had nothing to do with her. She ain't understand the context or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Society is a motherfucker. What you got, Bino?
My first answer, my first reaction kind of would have been similar. I kind of get what Sean and Sean saying. Damn, we too much alike out here on this type of shit. We doing too much goddamn. But I got down. I gotta kind of. If I really had to just pick straight right out, I gotta go with society too, because as you asked the question, I'm thinking. I remember coming from transitioning from up north to down south, right. Not even as a kid, like when I moved back up and then came back down again after I graduated high school up top, right. And it was the word bitch was said a lot, right? Yeah. Now, nigga, bitch, get out of here. And it's men talking to each other. And I guess that little bit of time I spent up north, when I left, it wasn't like that. You feel what I'm saying? That little bit of time I spent up, I'm like, yo, like I kind of was like taking offense to it when I moved back down south, right? Yeah. But that's like literally like sometimes in certain parts of the country or the South, I don't know if it's all of the South, but I hear a lot from people that's from the South, refer to each other as bitch. Not in a disrespectful way, but it'd be like, I might say, like, man, bitch, get out of here, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, on some jokey shit, like, you funny as hell, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, bitch, what? You call me a, you know what I'm saying? Because they ain't going for that in no type of joking way. You're not going to say the B word in no type of reference. See, that's the society up there. But the society down here is like, that's just another word for saying nigga or whatever, right. You feel what I'm saying? Just another slang word that we use amongst each other. When I think about that, when I think about a lot of words that get censored now that we can't say, that society told us we can't say, you know what I'm saying? Right. The F word and like I can't even say it. I'm scared to say it up here. You feel what I'm saying? Because society will say, hey, that's going too far. You can't use that word. That's a hate word. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it's up to the reactor to how they react to it, but I think society judges what words go too far now.
Okay. Now, in the perfect world, do you think us as black men, OGs, do you think that we should take some of that power back for what we see as too far and what's not too far when dealing with each other?
No, that's a waste of time, man. We more so out the door than coming in the door, man. It's way less of us than it is done. We hitting out the door. We got a whole world of people coming in the door. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like law of the land type of vibe for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I ain't gonna really fight too much for words. Like, I'm like with Shad, I love the 90s. I'm a 90s kid, 80s baby. So it's like, they just made us different, man. And they stopped making us after we was born, because of course, you feel what I'm saying? So like after you feel me? So it ain't worth it for me.
Okay. I like it. Anybody else want to add something to it before we slide to the next question?
Yeah, it's okay for shit to evolve, man. We should be able to say, well, back in my day, you could call a nigga a fuck boy. It's okay for us to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, the women could call you a bare minimum ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, shit just evolves, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, yeah. Everybody, it's okay for everybody to have their new sets of boundaries, man. We could scoff at them, but everything's gonna be the new norm at some point, man. And the old norm ain't the normal no more. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's evolution.
Yeah, just to add on it a little bit, Strata, me personally, I know, and I'm sure society struggles as well. I never know what that balance is between too less and too much, right? Like, we said a lot of foul things growing up, and at that time, I felt when we got done having those conversations, nobody was hurt by it. Now, I could be wrong, right? But in the moment, it felt good. I said it without a vibrato. It came out. It was what it was, right? But people could have been hurt by it. But the way everyone reacted, I would never been able to tell. So I think it's going to be difficult for most people, you know, to be able to know what the balance is, right? Because everyone's not affected the same way. So I'm kind of what everybody else said. I think like society evolves and devolves the way it is. You got a limited time on Earth. So you enjoy your time, right? I'm not one of the people who I'm a back in my day, but I also appreciate what's next too. And I'm very serious about the present, right? So I you know, the past was the past. We don't got that anymore. We gotta move and evolve in different ways, and I'm okay with that if it's not harmful.
All right, petty question alert. I'm about to get real petty, but it's some real shit though.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Based on the answer y'all just gave, let's say I gave all of y'all sons in the world, right? They come to you, Daddy, such and such said this to me. What standard are you going to gauge their reaction? Based on how you was raised or based on what society is? If I gave y'all sons, would your response be geared more towards what society would say that's too far? Would you tell your son, yo, you need to, come on, bro, tighten up? Or would it be, yo, that was insensitive for him to say? So based on this too far, I'm giving y'all sons bringing something to your front door. How are you responding? Based on your standard or based on what society is and what he tells you? How are you gauging his scenario when he brings it to you?
It's funny because I know you asked it one way, but if my sons came to me and said, such and such said this and that, I mean, I'm gonna give it to him like our standards, right? But I don't know if this is hypocritical, y'all let me know, but if he was to say stuff to people, I would tell him, like, you can't do that. That ain't the world we live in. Mm-hmm. So what is that? Is that hypocritical or what?
No. Because, and again, that's exactly why I asked it as if someone said something to him. Because I know we don't condone our sons out here being terrorists and shit, right? Running around saying wild shit, which is why I wanted in this scenario your son to be the listener or the receiver of something that could be too far. Mm-hmm. How you tell them to react?
Right, but see, but I know you're doing a hypothetical and I'm making it more complicated than it is. But I literally raise my kids like when it comes to that type of part of it, like, bro, I'm fucking with I just called my son a bum ass nigga the other day. Oh, you a bum ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, give a context behind our joke, and he laughed. Like, so I just go ahead. Let me let the guys answer because I got real sons that we really like. This shit's real life for me. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So,
how you handling that, bro?
In regards to a son, you know, when I have my junior, right? I think there is a standard of pocket that as a man you got to be able to stay in. When people say things to you, they're just kind of like the advice, right? Like, I'm gonna arm you with the tools to when it go past words, you prepared, right? Because you got to stay dangerous. That's just what it is. But you also got to know until it involves something physical, let them words rub off. Like, I know there are going to be situations because I deal with it even now even in this age, right? Where it's a crowd and you like, nah, I ain't the lick. Like, I want y'all to know I'm with it too. But I still think that pocket is where you should remain because you never want to get tricked off the street over something goofy, bro. Like, it's a lot of things to get taken off the street for, but somebody saying things to you out the way. And I know in some spaces they be like, nah, nigga, you tripping. Where I'm from, you say it, you get your head blown off. I understand it, right? I don't think it's necessarily logical, but that is some people's environment. But I'm gonna tell my son, hey man, stay in that pocket. Matter of fact, get out the situation. Like if a dude just talking, get out the situation. Now, if you can't, then here's what you do.
Okay.
When you go strong and fast first. If you got to do that, if that's the situation you got to do it, you go ahead and do it. But if it's not that, like the lip locking stuff, bro, that's like let that ride, bro. Don't let that affect you.
Like it. Sean, same scenario. You got a son. He brings us a scenario to where he has said, something is transpired, blah, 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 and it's too far. Is your response, how are you responding to it? Are you giving him the standard based on how you give it up, based on what society is? How you give him the context and leading him through that?
Man, first off, he need to learn how to like crack jokes on a nigga, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Make light of the situation, which can actually de-escalate the situation too. You know what I'm saying? But then too, aside from that, bro, as long as the nigga don't touch you, man, you can't let a nigga put a battery in your back. Because if it's a school situation, you gonna fuck yourself over. If it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's so easy to be like, man, beat that nigga ass. But niggas,
and you know what, Sean?
Niggas always gonna say something to you.
Right, and subconsciously, that's why. Well, it's only the oldest when he said. That's why I talk to my son like that. Because like at the end of the day, right, the ones who really, really get mad over words outside of being just blatantly disrespected is the ones who don't have wit to say things back.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because we know we go through, we know the difference. We got context. We know when somebody's blatantly trying to disrespect us with words, and we know when somebody cutting the shit with us. And when you get mad when somebody cutting the shit with you because you don't have the wit to say things back. So so you know what I'm saying? And coming up as an 80s baby 90s kid, of course we know who's funny that, who raised us, right? Everybody popping it from the grandmoms to the granddads, like so to the older cousins, brothers, sisters. So you coming out the door with wit. You know what I'm saying? So that be the thing too. You know what I'm saying? So like Sean said, I agree. Like, first of all, you gotta know how to, it's words are weapons. Words can be your battle too, right? Somebody battling with you can use words back. You just it's like just like you gotta practice any other sport. That's a sport you gotta practice.
And look, that shit take care of itself when you do that. Like a nigga say something, shit, Shy dark skin. We was young. Black African booty, scratch that tar baby, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He come back, he say something smart, nigga, your flathead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So niggas go back and forth. I can't say how many times niggas call me eraser head, blockhead, flat, all types of shit. Niggas have so many. And look, either the shit go turn to some funny shit or it's gonna get serious. And a nigga it's gonna get physical. Like if a nigga make it physical, nigga, we gonna get physical. But if not, it's going to end up being some shit that got de-escalated. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I like that. Brittany, what's up with you? I don't even know if she can hear me. Brittany, can you hear me?
Froze.
That shit froze like a motherfucker.
She ain't froze. She moving.
He said she moving.
That shit dark.
I can see the earring dangling a little bit. She just don't hear you.
Hey, Britt.
Yeah, y'all see the tone change in the sky. Yeah, she moving.
She definitely moving and driving. I don't think she can hear us though.
Yeah, she can't hear you.
Yeah. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. Again, we're going to get into the next question. And then after this question, I think we'll jump straight into our first case study. Again, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Tell somebody else to tap in, man. I appreciate y'all. Let's get to our next question. We're still in boundaries and respect. So, who's more responsible for a message? I know it kind of seems like we answered this question before, but who do y'all think is more responsible, the messenger or the receiver?
For the message?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I believe in effective communication, bro. So I try my best to craft a message or communicate in a way that actually can be understood, comprehended, and received. It doesn't always happen. And so I guess me personally, I guess I'm willing to kind of go back into the shed and rework the message, which can be a fault of mine sometimes, right? Because sometimes, like I said, how I said it, how you receive it is on you. I ain't quite mastered that yet, if I'm just being honest. Yeah. But me personally, I think it's important as a communicator to make sure, and I think that might tap into like the filmmaking mind and the screenwriting mind. Like I want y'all to get it. If y'all don't get it, I can't be like, hey, nigga, y'all ain't on the same level I'm on. Y'all got to rise y'all, mental. I got to make sure no matter how complicated my ideas may be, I have to craft a message that the mass can understand. So I think it's difficult for me as a writer to separate that from like my day to day.
Okay.
Yep.
But you will put the onus on the messenger?
Yeah, I'm putting on the messenger.
I like it. Bino, what you
I
thinking,
agree.
bro?
I mean, I just agree. Like I agree.
Messenger, right?
Yeah, it's on the messenger for sure. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Sean, you think this is the same thing? You think it's the messenger that's responsible?
Damn, I need the question again, man. I'm
Oh, you
motherfucking
cool.
trauma, man. hey, you know how the poppies be having them cars that be backfiring and doing that shit?
Yep.
Man, that shit got me reaching for the blicky. I'm like, oh, that shit threw me all off, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All good. Stay
That shit
dangerous, my
threw me
boy.
off, man.
Count.
My bad.
Are you cool? Who you think is more responsible, man? The messenger or the receiver of the message?
Oh,
Who's
shit,
more
man.
responsible for what happens?
It's got to be the messenger. We got to communicate effectively. We have to be aware. We have to have situational awareness. Like just like what we was talking about with that bitch shit, man. Like you talk to a New Orleans nigga, well, you hear them talk to each other, they saying bitch every few words. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's situational awareness, understanding what to say, when to say it, and when not to say it. You know what I'm saying? Who you can play with, who you can't play with, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we see in Discord all the time. You know what I'm saying? We all done pretty much got mad at that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga said something the wrong way. And don't tell me I'm taking it the wrong way, nigga. Just watch what the fuck you say, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all gotta watch what we say at different points, my nigga. So yeah, it's the messenger for sure.
I like that. We zooming through these questions. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, fellas. I got one more question. We're gonna definitely get to the first breakdown, our first case study. But the last question in this series of responsibility and boundaries: are words more dangerous because of their intent, or are they more dangerous because of how the world will react to them? What makes words more dangerous? The intent of the person saying them, or how the world reacts to them? What makes them more dangerous?
Oh, the reaction.
Okay.
It's the reaction. It's the reaction. It's the reaction.
Why you say that?
You can have the best intent, man, but no matter what. So say for instance, even this the unfortunate situation that happened, you know what I'm saying, with Buddy getting killed. You can have the best intent, you know what I'm saying? You could bring up something that he said or whatever the case may be, not even on no goofy shit, but shit, motherfuckers on some shit, nigga. We looking for these niggas a reason to have a problem with niggas, you know what I'm saying? So man, they slandering him and that was our guy, you know what I'm saying? I think it's the reaction, because motherfuckers, if you looking to take something the wrong way, you're gonna take some shit the wrong way. Like you really are. You really are. That reaction, man. I don't know, man. You can have the best intent in the world. Hey, look, it's we 4 men up here. You can have the best intent in the world communicating with your girl, and she don't understand shit that you saying, bro. Everything you saying, instead of listening to what you saying, she interprets the shit. Why the fuck you don't just listen to what I'm saying instead of interpreting the shit?
Right.
I said exactly what the fuck I meant.
Yeah, me too, Bino. Right now.
Me
too.
Right now, man. I'm like, man, fuck this.
Don't you interpret what I'm saying versus
Fuck it, like,
what I just said, shorty.
Dealing with it right now, bro. I'm just like, fuck.
We deal with that every bro.
I'll get old.
And it's like, is your brain broken? Bro, I'm like, is your brain fucking broken? The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm talking. You try to find the best possible way, and matter of fact, not try. You know for a fact, it don't get any better way of communicating it this way.
I got that off. Like this shit is fire.
And it still don't hit. Sean and Sean, it shit still don't hit. I'm like, man, whatever, man.
It still don't hit. It still don't hit. Motherfucker, go focus on the shit you didn't say as opposed to what you did say. Like
that
what?
part.
I just said you look nice. What? So just because I ain't compliment the fact that you lost a pound over the last 3 months, like what? I told you look amazing. Told you the finest girl in here. Now you saying that I think these other bitches look better than you. What are you talking about,
bro? Hey, I got an extreme example, bro. This is like 2 years back, right? Chat GPT just getting popular, right? I'm still working on my ability to have conversations when it's like high tension conflict, right? So I was talking to this shorty or whatever. So I went to Chat GPT. I put my initial, I said, rewrite this in a warm, compassionate, caring tone. I'm like, she gonna read this. I'm gonna disarm her to death. Think she'd be back. You send me this corporate ass text message. I was like, God, if the AI machine can't do it, it's no hope for me, bro. I told the machine, I said compassionate, caring, bro. All the adjectives.
It's a Chat GPT.
That's a bar, bro.
Hey, look, artificial intelligence don't make the recipient intelligent.
Bro.
Damn, that's a bar.
It's a quote that says, the road to hell was paved with good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you understand like that intent, because people can't see intent. They create in their mind what the intent is. It happens all the time, bro. People will create narratives around what you say, why you say. I'd have been told I talk the way I talk. I'm trying to get pushed on the internet. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever, okay. You know what I mean? Like, cool. I got this. Yeah, I came to the internet to do that. So yeah, it's like it is how people react to her. And as y'all said, like the situation, I don't want to go too deep because I'm sure I'm gonna repeat myself, but there's a couple of things I want to point out when we get into like the situation. But yeah, it's the way the world reacts. The intent don't really matter if the people who are receiving the message don't have a certain level of like emotional maturity, intellectual maturity, where they can hear things that might not feel good to their soul, but their system can filter it in a way where they can just respond equally. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be anything emotional. But as a society, I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
I don't know if we ever have been, honestly.
I was about to say it'd be tough to gauge a time when we actually were. What you got, Bino?
You know that. With that being said, let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think? All right, Shad. So at what balance do you double back and you check? You know your intent was good. You even Chat GPT'd it, right? Let's use that, right? Motherfucker still ain't received it.
Right.
Do we go back and revisit and say you good, or do we let them soak in them missing the message, right? Because it's like, for me, it's like, where's the balance in that? Because if I know this is done the right way, this is done in a warm way, a wholesome way, and you still decide not to receive it that way for whatever reason, like Sean mentioned, do I go back and revisit? You good? You straight? I meant it like this? Or do I say, you know what? Let them soak in their unintelligence.
Hey, Bean, I'm sure it's a man out there that got a better answer than me, but let me tell you this, bro. Like, I'm a do no harm type of person, but I would say the majority of my life, bro, is like, if I can't get through to you when I know I'm trying to do the right way, I'm probably gonna slide. Yeah. And I've gotten better at that because I understand what I'm dealing with, right? Like everybody, me and Strada had a conversation about this. Sometimes you deal with a person that might not be there, but their heart is good. They got, you know what I mean? Like they're solid. There's just certain things that they struggle with. So I'm still working through it, you know. Like there are times, bro. There are times I don't want to be that dude that's always like, man, you tripping, short. I'm good, but that's who I've been most of my life, bro. So I'm trying to get to in this pocket where I deliver the message, she go left. I take a breath. I'm like, fuck. All right, let me re-strategize this because if I go with my initial thought, it's probably not gonna get the results I want. Yeah. So let me try again. So that's kind of where I'm at, bro. Sometimes you just gotta. I know who I'm dealing with, bro. I know what this is. It ain't even me right now. Yeah,
I'll be stuck between. I'm like you. I'm like that overall too. But I'll be stuck between. Is the motherfucker really playing me like they don't? You know what I'm saying? Like that be where my mind gets stuck at. Like, is you really playing on my top, or you just not receiving the message? Right. So that's what makes it hard for me to decide when and where, you know, when I should say whatever like we've been doing, or when I'm like, oh, maybe I know who I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I can't fathom that people just. You feel what I'm saying? It don't. I can't fathom that you're not receiving this the way it's been sent. It's not even the intent behind it; it's execution with the intent as well.
Right. Yep. Real quick, man. Like I'm about to carry this in the house real quick, but I had to stop at this moment to say this. And I argue with this nigga over this, but I want to know, based on what we just said, is Mr. Lego right that women are children? In this respect that we're talking about this. It's a hard question, but it's right.
It ain't even that hard. When he said it the first time, I was like, but what I do understand is like in society, the way we socialize them in ways, even some of the stuff we tell them, I understand why he says that, right? Because the responsibility, right? In a relationship, they always say like there's never equal footing, right? Someone's kind of more responsible for the other person. That's kind of how most relationships unfortunately fall. And so when you hear the things that is being required of us, and even like this consideration now, right, where I got to figure out a way to talk to you differently than I talk to every other human in the world. When I go to Walmart and I tell this lady, hey, I need this off the shelf, I need the tissue, I say it directly. But when it comes to you, I got to do all this consideration on your feelings for what reason other than you being my woman. Oh, that's it. And so when you think about what other scenarios are similar to that, the only one I can think of is a child, right? Because you talk to your kid in a way where you're trying to instruct them to understand something. You can't always just say it directly. And then if they don't get it the first time, you find yourself trying to reinforce. Yeah. So I get it. I get it. One thing I've been practicing, and it failed. That's why I threw my phone down, right? I asked this person, I said, will you tell me what would have been an appropriate way to do it, right? And I put it on them. Still couldn't get nothing. Now, Bino, when that happens, I'm like, you got me fucked up. Because now you're playing with me. So I asked you for your way, and you don't got nothing for me. You playing with me. You got it. You got it.
What's up, CJ? First off, CJ, what's up, bro? How you?
What up, man? Y'all hear me? I'm good.
Yeah, it's good with you.
Man, I'm here, goddamn. Like, nigga tired, bro. I'm ready to go to sleep already. I said, oh, man, I'm here. These niggas just hopped on. And then I see these motherfuckers Shot and Sean. I said, what the fuck? These niggas on the cam? Oh, I gotta pull them if I go to sleep. What the fuck they doing on this side of the neighborhood? All right.
Kicking it.
Yeah. All right. So let me see what's going on over there.
So, do you think women are childish in how they respond to us and how they react to us? To Mr. Let Goes, we've heard them say this.
Oh man, I fully understood what that man was saying when he said that shit. I agree.
Damn.
The average kid. I got an 11-year-old daughter. She might be more chill than most kids, but every now and then she let her play a video game. She don't react like any other person emotionally, but you'll see that same type of attitude as adults for most women. They'll rather respond emotionally, and low key is they like that because they grew up not getting consequences for a lot of their actions that they did. You know, the average boy, he do something wrong, he might get punched, hit, beat, cussed out. The neighborhood might get him, depending on how old you is. The average girl, just go to your room, or they just talk to him, or they brushed off. She just a girl, you know what I'm saying? How many times you ever got hit growing up in elementary school and you couldn't hit her back because you was taught not to hit girls? Ain't nobody tell her not to hit boys though. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I got a man named Tony Burnett McCray. Shout out to him because I think he's watching this right now. My dad said, "Don't hit her. When she becomes a threat, you're no longer fighting a woman. You're fighting the threat." So it's a difference. Like I won't hit a woman because she's swinging. She just swinging. I can dodge her because she ain't swinging fast enough, nigga. She ain't about to hit me harder than the average nigga. But let her pull out a knife, a pencil. Beloved, for about 5 seconds, you a man to me. All right, so. But nah, yeah, they like that because growing up, they never got the consequences for most of the kids. So that's why they respond the way they do. That's why they react emotionally the way they do, because ain't nobody was really there to put a foot on their neck when they acted up. That's all that is.
Okay. Bino, do you agree with the premise that women are children? And how we deal with them?
Their emotions are more like, I don't even gonna say they are children, but their emotions are more closer to children than there is adults when they are emotionally attached to you. It's like you bring the inner child out of them when they're emotionally attached to you. So I agree that their emotions are closer to children when they're emotionally attached to you.
I like that. I think you got us out of that jam, man. I appreciate that, Bino. You got us up out of that jam, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, big dog.
About that.
Dark.
Don't ask me no more questions then. About to be back in the jam. Yeah, no, man, I ain't about to.
Hey, you know how we do it. It's just the raw bunch for a reason. You heard me. Make
I
sure
mean,
y'all
because if we coming in with this mindset of the man's protecting and providing and what else? Providing security with you, right? Who does that initially in your life?
your
Your
father.
parents.
Yeah, parents, father. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
So, that's why I say I can see it being more attached to an emotion of a child when they're emotionally attached to you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fair.
The whole dynamic is set up the same way, just the damn near.
I like it, man. We're gonna shift gears and get to our first case study, fellas. Great job, man. We've been answering, we've been definitely getting to it, man. I think that we're gonna shift gears and go straight to our first case study. So, based on the theme of what we're talking about, sticks and stones of consequences, I want y'all to keep this in mind as I play the first video. So the first video is gonna kind of give you an overview of who Charlie Kirk was and some of the things that he has possibly said. And then the second video is the moments leading up to his untimely demise. So I want y'all to watch and we'll kind of get y'all reactions to the videos first. So I'm gonna play one, get y'all reactions, then we'll play the second one. Y'all ready?
Sure.
Let's do it.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe. Spiritual battle is coming to the West, and the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life. And the American way of life is very simple. I want to be able to get married, buy a home, have kids, allow them to ride their bike till the sun goes down, send them to a good school, have a low-crime neighborhood, not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school. While also not having them have to hear the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day. That's important. We want the American way of life, which is, by the way, Christendom. Christians, our sacrifice, our toil, our vision, the outgrowth of the scriptures gave us Western civilization. And this is where I think is a great rallying cry.
Okay. What were y'all thoughts based on, reading a little bit more about who he was? What are y'all thoughts and some of the messaging he had in that short clip?
Damn, boy. I've been watching that man for a hot minute. First things first, I'm not shocked that he got shot. All right. And in all honesty, the part that actually is surprising that it didn't happen sooner. He's touched every sensitive topic in these debates that you could think of. Okay. Every race got hit. Every group got hit. So it didn't matter. So it was not shocking that he got hit. But I would say a lot of his topics obviously ain't for everybody. So when we talk about who's more important, the messenger or the person receiving the message, that man gave a lot of messages and a lot of different messengers or a lot of people, a lot of listeners. So it's just like not every night. You can't talk about everything, my guy. I think you're gonna be buddies with everybody.
Okay.
So I think that's where he you got to stick to certain things. But I guess he chose to step in there on everybody's grass.
Okay.
Do I agree with a lot of things he said? In all honesty, a lot of his debates, even if I don't agree with them, if you dig deep into a lot of the statements he's made in a lot of those debates, it makes sense. Or you can get like, oh, I can see why he said that. Or I can understand why he said that. You see what I'm saying? Whether I agree with it or not, that's different. But then I could understand where it came from. It's different if I heard him say something and I was like, that's just nonsense. But in most cases, I can't really call it nonsense once all right, he said this in this part. Let's pause this video here. Now let's dig deeper into that part. And I'd be like, all right, I get where you get that from. Crazy to say it, but it's like I get it. So I don't know, man. This is gonna be a dig right here, boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Sha, what you get from the video that you just saw? Kind of up on where his stances were, kind of hearing that last part of the speech that he gave. What were your thoughts on him based on his rhetoric and keeping in mind we talking about messages, consequences, sticks and stones, all of this?
Yeah. I'm not being funny when I say this, but I wasn't moved. I mean, y'all know I've told y'all a few times the home I came from. My mother has been a historian. My mother has been a historian most of my life, so I'm well learned on America and civil rights and political violence. These are things I kind of learned growing up. So his rhetoric isn't something new. I've heard worse actually. Was I shocked? I think you're shocked anytime someone's killed in public on camera for conversation, right? Like to say you're not shocked by that in a supposedly civil country, it's a shocking thing, right? But his rhetoric isn't something that's new, isn't something that I haven't heard before. I guess when I think about what he said, the American way, his rhetoric kind of fits America's ideals. So this individual who shot him, I don't know if he had like a specific, like a one issue voter type thing. It was just one thing in particular he didn't like. I think I've seen in certain news reports that the conversation was about he was spreading hate. And I can think of a few people who could fit that same bill, right? So without putting my 10-4 hat on and starting to create conspiracy theories, I do have to wonder what made Charlie Kirk a target. Maybe he was preparing for a presidential run. Maybe people saw his figure beginning to ascend, and you know what I mean. Like I don't know, but it is kind of peculiar to me what made him a target of like an assassination plot.
Right.
Out of what we've heard, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but just from what I've seen from him, he's not interfering with the power structure in any way that I can see. And he's also kind of supporting and promoting American ideals. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess, again, this guy had some things going on and he thought he was doing good by doing this. But I wasn't that moved by what you said. Like, I don't get this emotional because I've seen worse. I've read worse. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at with his particular character, Strata.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you get?
Based on the clips you just showed, what do you say? You feel what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the gun rights joint, what's that? The Second Amendment or something? Yeah. When it comes to that, all he said was like that's going to be the give and take of having gun rights, right? It's almost like cut off your toe to save your foot type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Or so when it comes to that, I don't see that. I ain't hearing nothing too egregious with that. When it comes to the American home, when he say nothing crazy. Now I heard him say crazier stuff than that.
Right.
The clips that we just showed, but when it comes to them clips, like he ain't say nothing out of the way. I think I think damn near 90%, unless you just like a super monk or something. I think like 80-90% of people agree with that, right?
Okay.
I might be a random high-ass number I said, but I think majority of people will agree with I got the right to bear arms, and the American thing: get married, have a home, build a family. You feel what I'm saying? That's the simple American standard that America at one time pushed. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm also like shy. Like I really won't trip it. So that's like when we were chopping up in Discord about it, I was like, bro, I don't like, regardless of me not liking who he was and the message he came across when it comes to us as people, black people,
Yeah.
and thank God we ain't got nothing to do with none of this, by the way. But
Right.
I see no reason why he got chopped in the neck.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, that's yeah. I ain't really see no reason on that. So I'm more like, I don't try to be a conspiracy theorist, but the more and more I get older, and the more and more I just pay attention to what's going on, I'm starting to believe in conspiracies.
Okay. For sure. I like it. I like it. So did any of y'all find it ironic that based off of his reaction to the Second Amendment that he was deleted by a firearm? Did y'all think that was ironic at all?
For sure. It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost. When he said that, you know, to maintain and uphold the Second Amendment, there are going to be gun deaths and it's worth it. And unfortunately, his words came to fruition and he became one of those gun deaths. And he's right in saying that. There's going to be accidental deaths. There's going to be school shootings. There's going to be neighborhoods where there's gang activity and crime going on, and these kids having access to high-powered altered weaponry. It's going to be a lot of death. That's an unfortunate reality about America. I think I saw somewhere on social media today that said America is considered one of the least safe places in the world. Now, you know, people might not agree with that, but and CJ can maybe speak to this more than I can. But as far as comparison to other countries, gun deaths specifically, I think we kind of like the king. Maybe not number one, but we got to be top 3.
For sure.
As far as nations are concerned, but I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I'm here, but there's a lot of, I think, unnecessary death in America with so many guns.
Because how ironic was it, Stroud, CJ, that the man got sniped right when he was talking about that particular subject?
Yeah, I got another.
What's the coincidence in that?
Yeah,
dog?
that's why I was asking. Did y'all find it ironic at all? A little bit.
Hey man, God is the master architect, bro.
Man, the guy. He's first off, he put his pinky toe in politics. Once you put your pinky toe in politics, if you know anything about politics, when you hit a certain point, there's gonna be that one guy, or you get that one phone call, or you're gonna get that letter that's gonna tell you, hey man, when you go here, don't talk about 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't speak on this, that, and the third. And if you decide to do it, depending on what it is, determine how long you're gonna be in front of them cameras. And odds are he probably actually said something he wasn't supposed to say, and somebody pulled the plug. That's what I think.
I mean, we know the shooter, who the shooter was at this point, allegedly, right? So, I think now that need to be talked about. You feel what I'm saying? Because allegedly the shooter said, "I did this for you," talking about his trans woman girlfriend or wife or whatever. So I haven't heard yet or what he had said too much about the LGBT community, but based on what CJ just said, I would like to find out what he was saying about them. You know what I'm saying? Because now the dude is saying the reason why he did it.
And then there's one more thing, right? So y'all remember the day of the shooting, it was an old white guy that they arrested. He was screaming, "Kill me, kill me." They supposedly he got arrested for that part. Is like, okay, why we not like what? So this random dude act like he was the one who did it. Why would he do that? That's that part. The way information moves so fast now, the way we could you know what I mean? Because a month ago was Jeffrey Epstein. We ain't talk about that no more. Y'all see now, we ain't even worried about the fact that this man committed suicide. There's no list, then there is a list, and yeah, man, I can't keep up. And I think I can't keep up, and it's on purpose that I can't keep up.
For sure, I think that's definitely in concert. So, for example, even the way people were breaking down the footage of his untimely demise, let's just say nothing happened to him, and we were just behind him chilling. Me scratching the side of my face now could be a sniper signal.
Right.
If nothing happens to him, we don't even receive that message as anything other than you're standing behind watching the speech. It's hot. A bug hit you. You do like this. Now it looks crazy. Now I'm not saying that lends to it being a conspiracy or not, but this goes back to messaging, and even how you're articulating messages, even when you know you're not, even when you don't even believe you are, right? Because I've seen that go around. You know, as security guards, they were saying they were doing all types of hand signals. There are a couple of people in the crowd they were trying to link. So this gets a little deeper than rap. I'm gonna play the second part of this video. Then I'm gonna ask the question that's at the bottom of the screen, and then we'll keep it pushing. But great conversation, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get to the second video. It's a little shorter than the first one, but this is speaking more to his untimely demise.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
All right, we're gonna get started, everybody.
10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. Radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives.
This morning I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle.
Okay. So based off his response to that question about gun violence and the fact that he was going to mention criminal and gang activity, do y'all find that ironic? But better yet, keep that question in mind. But I do want to get to the question at the bottom of the screen. Did Charlie Kirk's death show us words can kill? Or does that speak more to environment and politics?
Option 2.
Environment and politics can get you killed?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because he's already spoke on that very topic before. Like I said, I've watched way too many of his shits for years. He spoke on gang violence and separating between violence between police brutality, violence between gang violence. And he's always said that you can never fully give an accurate number for that because not every gang violence is actually counted. So you can never give an accurate number for that. Compared to police brutality, you'll get more of those than you will gang violence because odds are there's somebody recorded, there's somebody going to report it, somebody's going to make a statement. You're not going to always get that for gang violence. So I'm not going to say
on that one though. I never heard him say it. But I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna explain why you cap on that. Go ahead, my fault.
Crazy word, but but for you to say words can kill, if he's already had a whole talk about it and then get dropped in, the fact that he got dropped now, it's got to be because nowadays he's more so in politics. Somebody probably told him to stop saying certain things, and now we're hearing that the shooter did it for some transgender boyfriend, he, she, nigga, bitch that he with. Come on now, that's just a second icing on the cake for a topic that was already sensitive that he talked about more than once that he was against.
Okay. Bino, what you got, bro?
It's politics. Charlie Kirk showed that today politics will kill you for your words today.
Ooh, okay. Is there a reason why you are emphasizing today?
I guess for me, I say today because I mean, how many people have said wild shit in politics and didn't die? Unless there was an agenda to be pushed, like a Malcolm X type of vibe or MLK, the Kennedys and shit. But it's very far in between. Like we literally can name them. You feel what I'm saying? On we got years and years. How many other years we got years and years, decades and decades of politics, and we literally can count the politicians that got smoked, sniped. on our hands. Probably on 2 hands, maybe 1.5. So that's why I say today, because it's like with shit being on the internet like that, and everybody be able to see a bullet go through somebody's neck and blood pop out in 4K, is going to do nothing but inspire more radicals to do shit like that.
Yeah.
People have to see shit to want to do shit. They got to be inspired to do shit, right? So it's like back in the day, you see some shit on the news, black and white TV, Malcolm X, but it's like, bro, everybody caught that shit in real time or not a couple minutes after. And that would be my whole thing on why I think it ain't good, because it's going to, it's going to bring up this type of energy, you feel what I'm saying, for people to follow suit. Just like we seen when Trump got in office, what motherfuckers did when they ran up in D.C. You feel what I'm saying? His words inspire people to be more radical. And we have radical ass politicians, and politics has become like super radical, super left, super right, and like it's been like they've been at war for years now.
Okay.
So that's why I say more emphasized today. You know what I'm saying? That was cat what he said about that game violence shit though. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I could be a blood, you could be a Crip. I can run into your store and not know you're a blood, and you might not know I'm a Crip. But if you smoke me, they're gonna say it's gang violence because we registered Bloods and Crips. So even gang violence, sometimes the number don't even be what it really be. It could be just a personal dispute, man, you got. But if I'm a registered Blood and he a registered Crip, they're gonna say it was gang violence.
But then that would still be right to what he said then, because he said you can never accurately account for what is actually the gang violence shooting.
Yeah, but
that's what he was saying. He said it's going to be inaccurate.
Yeah, but I interpreted it the way you said it is like it can't account for how much gang violence it is. Like I think it's over exaggerated gang violence.
Okay.
I think you're actually
so that's also what I'm saying more than
me.
anything. Like it's over. The number of gang violence is over exaggerated, basically.
Yeah, then you will be agreeing with it because he literally said it's inaccurate compared to.
But then, was he saying inaccurate? Like it ain't all you said, because he said it ain't all recorded. What I'm saying is
I'm saying he said it was easier to actually account for something like police brutality because more than likely that is recorded compared to gang violence. You'll never fully know the accuracy behind that, which is true. You won't.
Touché. Okay, so y'all saying you think that the reasons why he said it might not align. That's what Bino's like. I don't think that he's saying that it would be less, but CJ, your point is he's just saying it's inaccurate. Did he ever give a reason why he thought it was inaccurate?
You said what?
Did he ever give a reason as to why he thought it was inaccurate?
He felt it was inaccurate because there's always a report. Basically, what Bino just said, Bino was saying, like everything gets reported as gang violence. So he says he felt like it's inaccurate. Like there's no way you can accurately state it to say that, oh, this is gang violence, this isn't. While when it comes to police brutality, you can do that because there's somebody recording it. You know it's a cop. So it's like you know the things there. You see what I'm saying? But like if me, you, Bino, Shy get into a big ass fight at a game, ain't none of us in no damn gang right now. So it's just like, what are they gonna call it though? They gonna label it police brutality because it's 4 niggas. You see what I'm saying? So it'd be inaccurate.
Got you. I like it. We got one more question in this current case study. I'm gonna go to Shad first, man. Shad, so based on how we building this premise out, right? When we talking about Charlie Kirk, is silencing a polarizing voice justice or proof that words still hold more power than bullets?
No. And I'm gonna try to address both questions. I want to kind of address the other one too, because I think like this is American power, right? You take words that can kill you, take environments and politics. I'm gonna add another ingredient to it: is impact. Because when your words are actually impactful and you could potentially interfere, how far back you want to go? You want to go Abe Lincoln? You want to go Kennedy? You want to go Malcolm? You want to go Martin? You know what I mean? When people's words are impactful, you become a danger to the power structure. Silencing polarizing voices is not justice, because I'm a huge fan of healthy debate and discourse. As a kid, bro, I used to watch Malcolm X debate because I just thought he was a master at it. The way he maintained frame. Farrakhan, he was another guy. I watched some of James Baldwin content. Like these guys could stand in the face of racism, and they were able to maintain this frame and talk about the differing viewpoints. And I just thought that was amazing to see black men with those high levels of intellect. So the other part of proof that words still hold more power than bullets. Nah, words don't hold more power than bullets, bro, because that bullet can end that speech. But now I'm thinking about it as I'm talking about it, right? Those words carry on sometimes. Because I know sometimes we not the sunshine game.
Right.
Man, and the reason why I'm struggling a little bit, Shad, because I'm thinking, bro, and I said this earlier today, man, it's been a while. It's been a while since, I would say since the 60s. Obama was very like inspirational to the Black community, but I'm thinking about a time frame where there were so many people out in the streets having these conversations. And in addition to having a conversation, they were mobilizing and organizing to actually make tangible impact, right? So, and those people were on watch list, and the FBI was watching them, and you know what I mean, because they knew if they could galvanize like the people, then potentially the power structure was in trouble. So words can actually be very powerful. It's a step to something very powerful. But that movement, because I think just like when they talk about in slavery, right? The people who are bold enough to stand in front of the crowd and say, hey, there's something wrong, and I'm willing to put my livelihood on the front of it. But when that person get their brains blown out in front of public, we all are saying, do I believe in it that much? Why I'll allow my life to be taken, my wife to become a widow, my children to be without their father, my family lose their livelihood. We're stuck with those kind of like questions that we have to ask ourselves. So
consequences for sure.
It's a great question, Strada, but it's very difficult to answer, man. What's more powerful, the bullets or the words? Because I think these words can carry through generations. We're still talking about things people like Malcolm and Martin said, right? But because we know what happened to them, if we're being honest with ourselves, we still a little shell shocked. You know what I mean? Because I remember when you watch those videos when Martin passed. I think it was when the Kennedys came and spoke, and everybody was crying in the streets. You know, we had these days of mourning, but since then we have not galvanized the way they did in the 60s because so many leaders were taken out by bullets.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
That I like that. Good bill. Bino, same question, brother. Is silencing a polarizing voice justice, or is it proof that words still hold more power than bullets?
Is silencing a polarizing voice justice? No, I mean, don't let go against the freedom of speech.
There you go.
Or proof that words still. I don't even think it's proof that words still hold more power than, or proof that words still hold more power than bullets. Words don't hold more power than bullets, neither. I don't think.
You don't think so?
Nah. I don't know. I'm kind of like Shaw now. I'm kind of struggling thinking through that shit. Because we come from a different mindset of a generation. And I don't even want to overhype this Charlie Kirk shit neither. I mean, I just feel like somebody hated him enough to kill his ass. Like, I don't even think, like, bro, people say wild shit all the time and ain't dying. And wilder than Kirk. So I think this is just, I swear to God, I think this is one of those damn distraction shits, man. I don't know, man. It seems like Trump, I know I'm going against the question, bro, but I just don't believe in all this hype still yet. It's still too early for me. You feel what I'm saying? I just think it's a simple dude who wanted to smoke Kirk behind his trans woman for whatever reason, trans man, whatever, for whatever reason. I think being that everybody gets to see, everybody's in the same classroom now when it comes to social media, we're going to get so many different perspectives and conspiracy theories and this and that and that. And I think a lot of shit just get overly hyped. I think somebody hated the nigga enough to smoke his ass. Period.
Okay. I like it. CJ, same question. Is silencing a polarizing voice justice or proof that words still hold more power than bullets?
I'm gonna say is proof that words hold more power than bullets.
Okay.
The bullets is what shuts down the voice. That's all the bullets doing. You can have like so. All right. So at the end of the day, the number one thing that controls most humans is fear. Fear controls most people's decisions. It controls most people's mindsets. So The only thing that can get around fear is persuasion, to not be afraid of something, or convince somebody to want to do something in spite of fear. The only way you can really do that is not with fear, which mainly is used with bullets, but what? With words, just a motivational speech. Somebody that gives you some encouraging words, or they saying something that you've been wanting to say, but you ain't had the balls to say it, right? You get enough motherfuckers to actually agree with you, they might actually do what you want to do. They might actually move how you want to move. But what happens when the one person that had that voice to convince you and 1,000 other people to move gets taken out with the bullet? Fear comes back. And now we're back to square one. So that goes back to all the leaders that Shaw was talking about. How did they get all those people to listen to them? Martin Luther King didn't use bullets. Malcolm X didn't use bullets. They didn't use bullets. They used words. They went to meetings, speeches. They had talks. They used the words. That's how they got those people to follow them. But what shut them up? It wasn't words. It was a bullet. So the words were more powerful. So the only way they could counteract it was using fear. And the fastest fear you can give is taking out the one voice that actually was the source of whoever's problem. So to me, the words are more powerful. But at the end of the day, there's always that there's got to be a balance. Where there's power, there's a weakness. And the biggest weakness for these guys was they still human. You know?
So Pete, here's my follow-up. Do you think bullets can amplify the words of those that are victims of them?
Do I think what?
Do you think bullets can amplify the words of those that are victims of them? Does it make the message stronger?
I would say it will make the message seem more realistic. Like, oh, he hadn't been saying something because y'all shut him up. But at the end of the day, they shut him up. He was the only one that was talking. So because he was the only one that's talking, the ones that was following behind that weren't really talking. They was just willing to follow him because he gave them enough courage to follow, but they didn't do the same actions to him. It wasn't like we went from one Malcolm X to 100 Malcolm X's talking. You see what I'm saying? They still just had the one voice. They just had people that was willing to support him in the back line. So at the end of the day, once you shut down the actual voice that's doing all the talking, the ones that was already quiet, they kind of fall back in fear. Gotcha. Yeah, you know make them a martyr.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is where I feel like we losing our goddamn mind. We being more and more the sheep than ever, right? Because it's like yo, this nigga got killed because a gay nigga didn't like. Can I say that? A gay person didn't like him. Like no rat. They didn't do it. This wasn't no politician that was against them. You know what I'm saying? It was of course a person that's real left, of course maybe. But like his reasons weren't for politics. His reasons was because he was butthurt about Charlie Kirk talking about people like his girl. So when we even pit Kirk in these categories with Malcolm and MLK, even so the Kennedys, I feel like we doing them a disjustice.
Oh yeah, I ain't do that. I ain't put him in there. I ain't put him in there.
I ain't put him in the category. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm saying the verbiage that's going on because these, more and more of these comparisons is coming up because he talked politics, quote unquote, I guess, and he got smoked. So now he's being put. Even Trump is happening to. Now he's being put in categories with real leaders of the. You know what I'm saying? This nigga won't know real leader shit. He just was talking to a motherfucker who had a big following on YouTube. But trust, still a lot of the people still didn't know who the fuck this dude was. But like you said, you get more famous when you're dead than alive.
For sure.
You agree with that sentiment, Shard?
For sure. I mean, look at Nipsey, right? Dope rapper before he got killed. When he got killed, it's like we found all this, like, well, he got all this recognition that he didn't have when he was still, climbing. Yeah, they talk about that all the time, bro. It's very unfortunate. I mean, you look at even the way we immortalize like a Tupac and Biggie, right? Who didn't even, I don't know how many albums did Biggie and Tupac put out before they passed? Maybe like 2.
Tupac 3, Biggie 2.
Right. Albums. So you know what I mean? And we still argue now. We still put them in the greatest of all time. And I think we will be being disingenuous if we don't admit that like the murder is a big part of that. You know what I mean? Of their legacy. When we talk about the music, not saying they're not dope. Dudes, both of them dope. I'm a fan of both artists. But yeah, like we make people a martyr, and I think sometimes it's unfortunate because you see the short attention span of people. And I think when I think about like a recent example, I keep thinking about Nipsey. Like you would have thought Nipsey was the second coming of Tupac when he first passed, but a year later, you know what I mean? Like his funeral, all those things, we just galvanize around his death. And it's important to celebrate people's life, right? But you just see how soon we forget. And I think that part of it is a little troublesome, and it kind of speaks to the heart of humans.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's unnerving to see how we just like to be a part of something.
For sure.
Not actual connection and dedication. It's like I want to be seen while the light is on this person to show that I also have the same kind of heart.
Got you. I like it. Sean, what's up, bro?
What's good, man? My bad.
Oh, you cool, man. I'm gonna catch you up real quick. So we just watched a quick little expose on Charlie Kirk and his untimely demise. So my question for you, bro, is what's at the bottom of the screen. I got two questions. The first one is silence in a polarizing voice justice, or is it proof that words still hold more power than bullets?
Proof that words still hold more power than bullets.
Okay.
Because polarizing, I mean, I think any topic that matters is probably going to be polarizing. Mm-hmm. People are just not going to see things the same way. And there has to be room for dissent. That's how ideas push forward. That's how conversations push forward. That's how we even evolved in our thinking. Even in my position on something, somebody posing another side of it, even if it's not opposing, it's just a completely different thought path than I've had. It pushes me to think further into my own positions on something. So I think we have to have those polarizing voices. We have to hold that type of make that type of allowance for that. And if freedom of speech is actually a thing, then yeah, we may hate it. We may not follow somebody. We may block them or anything, but they have to have the right to say what they want to say.
Okay. And do you think that bullets can amplify the message of the person shot and killed?
Yeah, they can. Because it triggers our emotions. You know what I'm saying? It triggers our emotions. If we're a person who follows that person, who believes in that person, now Tupac becomes the GOAT. Now Biggie becomes the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Now these rappers that we never even listened to, it's like, oh man, Triple X Tentacion, GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
It's so annoying, bro. It's so annoying to me, bro. That shit is annoying as hell.
And they do that with everybody. Like, oh my God. But yeah, it absolutely it amplifies a person's words, a person's voice, a person's actions, their performance, everything. We instantly posthumously want to make people like, oh, he was the greatest ever. No, I fucked with him, but he wasn't the greatest orator ever. He just said a bunch of shit. He said it in a cool way. But nah, yeah, man. Yeah, you can effectively martyr someone, you know what I'm saying, with bullets for sure.
Like it. That is a fact.
Yeah, I think it's a point. You think Trump just was smart? When I say smart, I know y'all hate the word smart when it comes to Trump, but do y'all think Trump was smart enough just to jump on that martyr shit that fast? Or do you know what I'm saying? Like, let me jump on this right quick. Or,
it makes sense.
Or do he really believe that Kirk was martyr worthy?
Yeah.
Nah, it's smart politics to do that. It would have been dumb as hell as president, especially somebody like Trump, to not have jumped on that just based off politics. It was a smart thing to do.
Politically. Okay.
Yeah.
Politically.
He playing chess, man. He playing chess, and I can't state this enough. That nigga's really toxic, man. I do respect how toxic he is. This nigga is putting on a clinic on being toxic. All the gaslighting, all the projecting, everything, my nigga. That nigga's running a clinic. As much as I dislike that man, he is running the clinic on that. You talking about that nigga say, oh, you saw that video? Oh, what video? You ain't see me on that video. Oh, this AI shit is crazy out here, bro. I'm like, oh, this nigga's on another level with this shit. And that, I'm like, that shit be working. Now we got to argue with these idiots every day on the internet about the shit. Like, God damn.
That part.
Yep.
That part. That is funny. Yo, this is cool. We cooking up, man. Anybody got anything else you want to add on Charlie Kirk before we get to our next case study, man? And this one's gonna be a good one because it's not the same vein, but it does speak to the thing that I'm building towards. Y'all good? Everybody good on Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, this is where I get excited because this next clip is powerful. So I want to move this conversation with words and consequences to a more influential figure that resonates with us, Malcolm X, right? Now, this is going to get a little touchy only because he was very polarizing and thoughtful and charismatic, and there were a lot of politics that led up prior to his demise, right? So I'm going to play a few videos. It's going to get into a few of those things, but again, it's important to remember that this is going towards a theme. So give y'all a quick update because I'm not going to play the whole video, right? So he was under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was speaking in the name of Honorable Elijah Muhammad earlier on into his political career. And then he took his pilgrimage, right? And he came back with a little different of a perspective. Now, around this time, I believe one of the brothers of the Fruit of Islam was gunned down, similar to what we see today. So he had his hands up, police gunned him down. Now, at the time, Malcolm, I believe, responded with, we meet violence with violence over here. So if you take one of the brothers, then we're going to respond in kind. At the time, I don't know if the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was really with that, right? So he kind of set him down for 90 days. Now, during this 90-day period, he was traveling around the world. They say he was poisoned in another country. They said there was enough poison in his food to put down 10 men. He bounced back from that. There's a couple of countries he wouldn't be let in. So I'm leading you all up to some of the things that I want to talk about because, again, because we're all of the same people. If you know the story, you know. If you haven't, I would say, look into the autobiography of Malcolm X. Great read, great book. And we're just going to get straight into these last couple of moments and these last couple of things that he could have said that people thought incendiary to then keep the conversation going. But I wanted to get to people that weren't so familiar about some of the things he said a little bit more context before I build on these two premises. So the first thing I'm going to get into is a meeting that not a lot of people are aware of that him and brother Martin Luther King had. Shout out to the good bros. So we'll play this first clip. Let me get y'all reaction to it, and then we're going to build. I got two more clips dealing with Malcolm X, and then we'll get to the questions. Y'all ready? It's 4 minutes, so lock in. Like I said, man, put on y'all thinking caps and listening ears. Let's get to it.
For the last time, I was in near tears. And he told me to leave the country because you didn't know who you could trust. He was tremendously emotionally impacted by the government's plan to destroy our leaders.
A plan to destroy black leaders? Since the split with the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X makes numerous declarations and gestures suggesting a more open attitude towards other political forces. In so doing, he moves closer to his former sworn enemy, Martin Luther King.
The coming together of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X created nightmares for the FBI. J. Edgar Hoover in 1965 or 6 wrote an infamous internal memo called the Black Messiah. Hoover says, above all else, we must stop the rise of a single black Messiah who can unite all black people in the United States.
Selma, Alabama, February 1965, 3 weeks before the assassination. Martin Luther King is campaigning in a state still very much prey to racial segregation.
Well, our campaign here in Selma is to do a very simple yet important thing, namely to get the right to vote.
I order you to disperse, otherwise you're under arrest for contempt of court.
Shall we stand in prayer until the time is given for us to disperse by this sheriff breaking Judge Thomas's order?
The operation is transformed into a riot. The Reverend himself is arrested. Once again, Malcolm X makes the news. He arrives in Selma, Alabama to support Dr. King.
Malcolm goes to Coretta Scott King and he says, I am not here to foment discontent. I'm here to provide support for your husband. I respect Dr. King, and I want you to understand that my role is to be the left wing in this movement, to frighten white America so that they negotiate with Dr. King.
And he and Dr. King had a 2-hour interview over the phone. And I do know that Dr. King sent his lawyer to Malcolm's meetings on taking the United States before the UN for the charge of genocide against African Americans.
Accusing the USA of genocide in the midst of the Cold War would be a catastrophe for the image of the American government. But Malcolm X is determined to see it through. Thanks to his relations with various African governments, the radical leader organizes a second diplomatic front.
And let me tell you what I think that really sealed his doom. The United States, Belgium, I think England, I don't know whether France was involved, but there was this big thing going on in the Congo. And they sent troops into the Congo ostensibly to protect some white nuns who, of course, were being threatened by these African savages, as they always like to say. 2 African UN diplomats, because of the groundwork laid by Brother Malcolm at the OAU meeting, said if the United States has the right to invade into the Congo to save these white nuns, then who's to say that we don't have the right to militarily assist the African Americans in Mississippi who are being killed? This was unheard of.
I like that.
No, like you said, we're really digging into the crates for this one, man. I know that's probably a clip or a video that most people wasn't even aware of when it comes to, Malcolm X. A lot of times we hear the any means necessary. You see the shotgun in the window, but again, this be the stuff that's incendiary. The same way, with Kirk, because I'm not going to really draw too many parallels, but him being or him having a voice on the Epstein files with the current president. So my question to y'all is, what do y'all think about that video? And I think that this incident actually happened maybe 2 weeks before Brother Malcolm's demise, right? That he was meeting with Malcolm X. The FBI said we can't have one black messiah unifying black people, and that he had told Martin Luther King, I'm going to be the extreme left to terrorize these people to give you what you want. What do y'all just think about that?
Well, a few things for me. One, don't believe what you read in school or what they taught you in school about both of those guys, because what they've done is try to pit Martin and Malcolm against each other. What they don't often tell you is before the end of their demise, they figured it out.
Yep.
Which is a big part of why they end up losing their life, both of them. So even in that video, they talked about how once the U.S. government realized, okay, because remember, Strada, I said a little bit earlier, the key point is impact, right? Once they realize that your words, your organization can have impact on what they're trying to do, then you become a target. If you stand on the block talking to a bunch of black people, inspiring them to be better, right? You're not much of an impact, but he was willing to embarrass the entire nation in front of the world, and he had other nations willing to support him in that, right? Just like Martin, when Martin was talking about racial harmony and saying, I have a dream about little black boys and little white girls being together, he was still being watched. But when he transitioned to financial equality for all poor people, the poor people's campaign. So now it's not just about black people and white people integrating. Y'all doing a disservice to everybody. And this goes against what y'all promised your citizens. And so if I can galvanize other white poor people to become a part of this campaign, then the government might be in trouble because now we have more numbers. That's impact. If more, and so Martin was doing that work, and they was like, okay, nah. The racial harmony thing, that's cool because we know at the end of the day, white people don't like y'all enough to get with it. It sounds good in the church, but we ain't really worried about little white children. We ain't worried about parents letting their little white kids play with y'all. We're not worried about that. But you convincing poor people that, hey, y'all fighting us, but look what's going on up there. They not treating y'all right either. Come be a part of this campaign so we all can go make the government give us what they promised. Now you're danger. You're dangerous. The Malcolm specifically is that story is so messy to me because when you try to figure out who was responsible, some people think it's an inside job. Some people think it was a government job that hired people on the inside to execute. Right? It's a lot of different theories on what happened to that. But to me, watching that again, it just speaks to once the government realizes that your plan will have some actual impact, you become enemy number one, and they're willing to do anything to stop that momentum. Anything.
For sure. I think another important piece, I'm gonna let the other brothers get their thoughts. Think about what he said he was gonna do. We in the middle of the Cold War. I'm gonna bring the United States up on charges for genocide of black.
Yep.
I got other African countries that's with the shits. Me and the guy you call my enemy, we on the phone with lawyers trying to figure this thing out. That's the context.
Niggas don't know how cold Malcolm was, bro. Like, think about that. Like, in that time period, we ain't talking about 2025 where I can get on Google or get AI and be like, how do I that? Come on, man. He created that plan. I'm gonna go to the world court. I'm gonna go to the world court.
Yes.
Come on, man. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing with my people.
Look cold. All right, fellas. Let me get Bino, Sean, or CJ, man. What were y'all thoughts on the first part of that video?
Just on the last part, what you say, I wish he would have never said that shit out loud. Goddamn. I just wish he would have goddamn bust the move. But
right.
Yeah.
As far as the video, I would like to know, when did Malcolm? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sorry, man. It's hard to make me a believer about a lot of shit. When did Malcolm come to that? When did they? Why? I ain't gonna say when, but more so, why did they come to that that plan where I'm gonna be on the left and make them fearful enough to fuck with you? Because that wasn't always the plan.
That's like a movie. It's like a movie scene, don't it? It's kind of like.
And I'm like, I would like to believe him because he got the same color skin as us, but that's kind of hard for me to believe because I don't have why they decided to do that, when they decided to do that. I would have to hear more on that part before I just be like, you know what I'm saying?
It was definitely strategic because a lot of the men in that documentary, they were responsible for setting up these meetings and getting, contact with Martin's lawyer, like, yo, bro, what do we gotta do to make this happen? And again, the fact that he was visiting Martin when he got locked up in Selma, nobody knew that was even happening. You feel me? Like the people that was around knew, and I think that, like you said, that's what makes it all kind of like a mystery. Like, what the fuck? Because you're not taught that.
Yeah, it's not even that we taught that. It's just that we do know at one time Malcolm won't fucking with MLK's perspective on shit. Like we seen him say that. That wasn't even talk.
Now, this is the thing about Brother Martin that was interesting, and Sean know this. When you read some of his essays when he pledged and went to Boston University, he was another figure that wasn't as surface levels as people thought. His militant mentality and how he was cultivating what he was trying to do for us,
he was radical.
Presented one way and thought a totally different way, bro.
So you just think they probably just came across each other and like, look, this is what I'm trying to do, or this is what I'm trying to do. Well, let's do this, and then we can get both out. We both get okay.
For sure. I think that how they presented had a lot of people kind of 3-card Monteing in this bitch. because they weren't presenting the way they were thinking, but they were more aligned than people would give them credit for.
So they played the white man's politics then.
For sure.
And lost.
Yeah, ultimately, right? CJ and Sean, what y'all think about the first part of that video?
Man, look. You already know how I feel about Malcolm and Martin. I think we had a pot a while back. I was a supporter. Whatever the fuck Malcolm was with, I'm with. Like that. Like once I saw the little documentaries and shit, and I'll do my little deep dives. Then you realize that Malcolm died like 65. And then by 68, when Martin finally, like, low-key admitted that he wished he went, like, the route of Malcolm a long time ago, what happened to that nigga the moment he verbally said that shit out loud? And that was, what, 68?
Yep.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he died at 68. The moment he openly admitted that he wished he went the route of brother Malcolm a long time ago, who got popped next? So that goes back to what we were saying, that the moment those big boys feel like, man, you got a voice that controls people to think a certain way. The only reason why he survived those next 3 years after Malcolm died is because he stayed a certain way that the government was okay with. The moment they heard that man feel like, oh, I should have went the other way, they probably was thinking to themselves, he might try it, and more than likely will succeed. Take him out. And that's why even Bino said, like, yo, something you don't need to be saying out loud. You don't need to say that shit out loud. You just got to do it, bro. And the moment they said shit out loud, he was gone. Malcolm said what he said. He was gone. Martin probably kept his mouth shut about 3 years and just played the field. And that motherfucker slipped up and started feeling like Malcolm. Gone. Nah. So I don't know, man. I don't want to get too deep in this. I even got pissed off all over again, bro. Like, I just feel like, bro, it's crazy that we'll have people like them that, like, I'm fully agreeing with how, like, the media or, like, the schools display these guys different ways. But my uncles was telling me off the rip how these niggas really was when I was a little nigga. So shout out to my Uncle Jimmy and Lonnie, because they was telling me about Malcolm and Martin and how the school was trying to display these niggas. The school tried to make it seem like Malcolm and Martin was like Bloods and Crips, like they didn't fuck with each other. But my uncles was like, they weren't even like that. Like, you see one speech where Malcolm says that he respects brother Martin, he just doesn't like the way he's carrying his people. He never said he didn't like that nigga. He said he respect him, but didn't like the way he was carrying his people. And they said, well, how would you have done it? He said, I would not have had them getting off the bus empty-handed. So what? You already know how Malcolm went. Malcolm with the shits. Martin had niggas getting off the bus, no hand, no, like nothing. They like, what are we doing? So I get it. I'd rather crash out. If I'm gonna go out swinging, not go out praising and holding hands and hoping that we could talk it out while dogs biting my ass. I'm gonna get hit with a water hose. You feel me? So sure. It's different mindsets. But I hate how they displayed them niggas for so long that, like, there was Bloods and Crips, like they hate each other. I'm Team Malcolm though, for sure.
Sean, what are your thoughts on what you saw so far, brother Malcolm?
Man, y'all really covered it all, man. But it just shows how methodical, how selfless these guys were, how courageous they were, because they knew they were in imminent danger at all moments from all sides, whether it be internal or external. That's why it's so disheartening to hear niggas today just saying, just take care of your own. That's it. You're not connected to nothing else. That sounds to me. It sounds pussy to me. You don't sound like you just care about your family. You sound scared. And it's okay if you're scared. That's great. But don't act like you're not scared. You know what I'm saying? Don't discourage other people who actually really want to bring people together just because you're fucking scared. Don't make me seem like I'm some woke, you know what I'm saying, far leftist, because I'm fucking not. I just care about fucking humans that look like me, my nigga. So yeah, he was ahead of his time, bro. I don't even know how radical he was, because a lot of us thought like him back then. I wouldn't even say he was radical. He was just one of many who was with that shit. and they was willing to lay down and die for that shit, my nigga. And he did that. Unfortunately, what he sparked doesn't carry on today. The spirit of Malcolm don't carry on today. That shit is, you know what I'm saying? The more access they gave us to the job market, to money, to opportunity, the more diluted that shit got. Now we got too much to lose, even to talk about Charlie Kirk, to say our real feelings in public. You know what I'm saying? If we had those real feelings, not even saying we do.
Mm-hmm.
That shit took the teeth away from the fucking lion. Because now it's saying, oh yeah, you can get this many people behind you, my nigga. We can get you touched at any given time, my nigga. And so now the next Malcolm and Martin is timid, it's tepid, it's tiptoeing. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get up out their seat. They don't want to raise their hand and say, yeah, me, I got this. Come on, let's go. So mission accomplished for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not,
hey, real quick. Hey, real quick before I'm gonna just say something real quick for what Sean had said about how, you know, about people being scared by saying something about Charlie Kirk. Hey man, fun fact, fam. Was this like Thursday, nigga? Sunday, we just confirmed that they terminated a superintendent at my job because he had a post on Facebook talking about smoking on that Charlie pack. And somebody took his photo, took his post, sent that screenshot to HR. HR sent it to HQ in Virginia. They hit us up saying, find out whose Facebook page is, because they had a different name on their Facebook page. They sent us the email, so I seen it. I was like, damn, I already know who that is, but I ain't replied. But then it's a group email. We see multiple motherfuckers saying who it was. Guess what happened? A man's got that paperwork terminated.
Y'all know that's a charge, right?
He's fighting for it, but yeah.
No, that's actually a charge. Like people can get, like if somebody press charges, you can actually I can press charge. If I was to get smoked and you was like smoking on the Beano pack, my family members can on the internet. My family members can actually press a real charge. You really get picked up by the police for that. I forget the name of the charge. Like that's actually a real charge.
That's
you know what I'm
interesting.
saying? But and I forget because somebody actually that's in our local environment. I know this because somebody's actually in our environment actually being looked for that same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, shift the gears back. What were you about to say?
Hey, Sean going, but I would say let's not forget the other ones who tried and they got criminalized for it. We know who them people were. Got criminalized and they locked up and they was quote unquote gang leaders, right? So let's not even forget that too. They criminalized ones who even attempted to follow up behind Malcolm.
Ooh, I like that
Yeah.
point.
I think just to add to what we're saying, because like I already said, Martin and Malcolm's legacy was bastardized. Even the way they try to make Martin this docile person, because it's easy for us to Monday night quarterback on the backs of people who, again, this man house was bombed with his children in it, and he didn't stop his efforts. You know what I mean? Like, we worried about losing our job. Like, his family was in danger 24/7, right? And he still was willing to put up the big fight, whether or not we like his tactics, whether we're not fans of integration and what that has caused. We have to give kudos and credence to the effort and the selflessness that all those people during that time exhibited, right? But I think now, bro, just to add this point real quick, like we've seen what the figurehead approach does for movements, which is why I keep echoing the most radical thing we can do now is to get these families intact. Like-minded men like us have conversation, come up with plans, kind of create these like satellites where we working, because right, like as long as we're gonna be in America, we got to understand the game and play the game to our benefit, right?
Mm.
I battle sometimes with this capitalist mindset versus what other options are, right? Because if I have more capital, then I'm working with y'all. If I need goods and resources, I can come to y'all because I got the capital to do it. Right. So we have to play the game, but we have more capital and we have more families, more people. And family to me is not limited to just blood. It's men and women that I can really trust, that I've broken bread with, bled with, shed tears with, and I know we down for each other. Hey man, I'm trying to start this project. What we doing right now? Y'all support my film, right? as those things get bigger, then I got to pay it forward and I got to pay it back. Because when I get there, I know people who help me. So when Strada needs something, I'm showing up. When Bino needs something, I'm showing up. When CJ needs something, I'm showing up. Like that has to be the new standard of operations for us. Because holding this one person up as the voice for Black people, we see what happens when we do that. And I don't know if we should repeat that.
It's a losing recipe.
Yeah, I don't know if we should repeat that. So we got to look at new tactics. And I think, you know, what's going on. Y'all know what I be talking. All this head bump we doing is cool. I'll be glad when it's over, man. We can get to what's next. That's just where I'm at with it. So I just wanted to say this, bro.
For sure. Good bill. Now, before I go to the question at the bottom, there's another layer to this that plays after that happened. Did y'all want to hit the next layer, pause, or did y'all want to answer the questions at the bottom of the screen? I got one more piece of this I'm gonna play.
I can't see.
Shit, fucking let it play.
Yeah, play. Go ahead and play.
Okay. Now, the one part I will not play is the chickens come home to roost. Now, he was grossly misquoted, and in the documentary, his daughter stated that when asked about the media how he felt, he gave a very candid answer about the death of President JFK at the time. And his daughter said that it was taken out of context because what he was speaking against wasn't necessarily the actions of JFK, more so the nuances of America. So when he said that the chickens come home to roost, he was speaking about America pillaging in other countries, you know, bringing on their level of violence to people, and it's coming back to haunt them. So he was saying that JFK's death was a result of that. This also happened about around the same time that brother Malcolm lost his life. So I did want to say that. I didn't want to play a clip for that. I think I just kind of zoomed through that. But let's get to this next little piece, and this is the last moments up until his untimely demise. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all. What's up, little bro? Sorry, what's up, Ono? What's good, Brody?
What's up, brother? What's up? Sorry I'm late, man.
Are you good? You been hearing some of the conversation, or you just popping in now?
Yeah, I heard some of it, man. I hear all of it, but you know, I'm really kind of just popping in right now. So
for sure. Well, I'm about to get to this next piece, and again, we're using Malcolm X as a case study, talking about sticks and stones, the consequences of words, be it good or bad. So I'm about to share my screen, and we'll get into this next clip, the final days of Malcolm X. Again, you can find this on YouTube under the final days of an icon, Malcolm X. I'll be able to link that in the comments after the video is over, but let's get into it.
And we were concerned about Malcolm's apparent lack of concern about his own personal safety.
Before that meeting, we had a discussion among ourselves, and Malcolm listened very carefully to everything that we said. And when the discussion was over, Malcolm said, no one is to be searched. Even after his house was bombed, he said, no one is to be searched.
He was trying to get away from this image that, that had been like in the Nation of Islam, when you came to anything that they had, everybody was searched before you went in. And he was trying to get away from that image because he was trying to attract people to the organization. You think about it now in hindsight, Ted, the organization should have said to him, wait a minute. As a leader of the organization, you have no right to say that. The president of the United States does not determine his security. But that's hindsight. He said no, so it didn't happen.
Malcolm walked away that I'm a walking dead man. Malcolm had a premonition that he was not going to live the year out, that he was going to die. I do not understand why he did not allow us to search. But as I mentioned, that was a mistake.
And so, like every Sunday afternoon, Malcolm X goes to the Audubon Ballroom. It is February 21st, 1965. Just before 3 p.m., Malcolm X climbs the steps onto the podium.
Malcolm had a key word that he would say when he was ready to take the podium. He would say, make it plain. Whenever he said make it plain, that meant that he was ready now to take the stand or take the podium and to speak. And he said, make it plain. And Benjamin said, I now bring you a brother that will lay down his life for you, that he so much loves his people. I bring you Minister Malcolm X.
I remember him coming up to the stage, and then he greeted everyone, and then some young men who were sitting near the front started sounding like there was some sort of altercation going on. So, get your hand out of my pocket, or something like that. I can't remember everything.
Malcolm stopped and stepped out from behind the podium and leaned down and raised a hand like this and says, "Cool it, brothers and sisters." And that's the last thing he said, "Cool it, brothers and sisters." And he was looking at where the commotion was taking place. And then the shotgun blast, boom.
Malcolm X is hit in the chest. A few seconds later, two other men stand up and start firing. The black leader's body is riddled with bullets. He is hit 16 times in the heart and the aorta.
When the shotgun blast went off, he straightened up. His hand came up like this, and he stood erect. And he didn't move. And when the shooting continued for a few seconds, and then it stopped. And that's when Malcolm toppled over. He fell over backwards and hit his head on the floor. It was a loud crash. And that's when I said that he can't have survived that. A blow to his head like that, that probably scrambled his brains.
You know, Betty was sitting near the front there. He had not wanted her to come to the other one, but she this one, he allowed her. And the girls, I just remember Attala's face, you know, the screaming red, her face blood red and screaming.
I think the video stopped, Strahd. I don't know if you.
I definitely stopped it. Okay. We'll probably get right for that, but that's cool. It was worth it to me. Like I said, it was a good pod. You know what I'm saying?
What happened?
She was like, we might have got struck for that. That's why I stopped playing it. Right.
Oh, okay.
Check it out. You know, it's the I think it was, I'll go find the video. I'll make sure I put it in the comment section. But that's the reason why I stopped playing it for the strike. And that's cool. But listen, the ending part of that was speaking to how he knew his demise was coming. And I wanted you all to kind of get a feel for his last moments of being aware and exactly how that transpired. Because most of the times we'll hear about it, but you don't get the inside scoop of the people that was aware or around him. Right. And so I just want to get y'all thoughts on that part. Him knowing it was going to happen, him stepping to the front of the podium. Cool it, brothers and sisters. His last words. What y'all think?
Let me hop in first, Strahd, because I got to hop off.
Mm-hmm.
Again, man, I appreciate the invite. Amazing, bro. You know, next time you need me, shoot me a text. I'll be back. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing to pull up on you, bro. Anytime.
Sure.
You don't walk in your purpose. You don't have that strong of a conviction without being real close to God. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think any man that's living on living in purpose will tell you that. I feel like as I continue to develop in what I call my ministry, bro, I tell people my filmmaking is my ministry because I'm not good at just certain things I'm not good at, but I can create a narrative to get my point across. That's what I've learned my gift is, right? But in learning that process has also helped me get closer to God too, right? So I imagine a Malcolm knowing what he was against, knowing that the odds were not in his favor necessarily because he had people that were trying to take him out. But I think God told him, man, just finish it, right? Like, because a lot of times, like I said, we're here for a limited amount of time, man. And at the end of the day, it's like a relay race. I've done my work, now I got to pass the baton. And we've said, unfortunately, when that baton was passed, we dropped it. And I think we still trying to get that momentum back to keep that run going. And I believe we will. But yeah, man, you don't move the way them guys are moving, man, without being tied in and God telling you, man, like it's coming. So are you prepared? And I think you hear what they say. Like he was like, don't search him, man. Like, because if they take me out, I want the world to see it. I want the world to see what people are capable of when you're willing to put your line on the line for justice. What he was doing wasn't to hurt nobody else. You see what I mean? He was trying to get justice for his people. That was his mission, and he was killed for it. So I think Brother Malcolm was just tied in, bro. And he was having that conversation with God, and God was letting him know, man, they own you. The enemy is closing in.
Facts. Powerful shit. What you got? Let's go CJ, Sean, and then Uno. What were your thoughts on that, bro?
I mean, I think Sean damn near said everything I was about to say for real, for real. I don't want to try to sound like a broken record, but like once they like I had said before, once motherfuckers realize that whatever you about to do next, whatever you about to say next, is probably gonna flip some tables that they don't want to get flipped. They got to shut you down before it starts, and that's exactly what happens. Now I know they got the conspiracy theories about it was an inside job or whatever the case may be. Me personally, even I believe that at the end of the day, I don't care if you a black man that did whatever. There's coons for a reason. So there's always somebody that look like you that ain't here to help you. All right. So
for sure,
it was unfortunate, but there's a reason why they had to go as far as they had to go to shut that man up that day, because they knew it was going to change for the better, for us at least.
I like it. Sean, what you got, bro? What's your thoughts?
Man, I like what they said about him as it relates to his faith.
Yeah.
When you think about it, man, he was so entrenched in his faith. He was so connected to his mission. He was so connected to his people. He understood that he was living on borrowed time, but he also understood that, you know, as a Muslim, you know, the Quran talks a lot about courage, and we know courage just literally means, man, like where you might be fearful, you might be scared, but you're doing that shit either way because that's your duty.
Mm-hmm.
And in Islam, we rely heavily on duty. You know what I'm saying? And so he had duty, he had faith, he had selflessness. He knew he was living on borrowed time. All right, Shah. He knew he was living on borrowed time, but it don't matter. This man is one of the greatest humans to ever human. His words, his ideologies, his actions, that shit will resonate throughout history. You know what I'm saying? So he did that shit anyway, man, even though he knew what was around the corner. That's my only question to us, bro. Stop telling me what men built all this shit. What we building next? What we doing next? Stop telling me about what the fuck the problems is in the black community, my nigga. Tell me about the solutions. Let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We was willing to die for these blocks that we don't own, my nigga, but are we willing to do the same thing for the collective good?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
For sure. I like it. Uno, what you think, bro?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just piggybacking off what everybody else said. I mean, is you know, when the powers that be and you're in those positions of having a voice and leading the people together, a lot of people fail to forget that even with that, not only was he leading Black culture together and putting us together, but he also had other cultures that were converting over to Islam, or even converting over to what he wanted to do and what his whole ideology about it. And one thing that history is that once you get every culture together under one accord, that's when you are a target, because they don't really care if you're in your corner doing stuff. But once you spread a message throughout the entire nation, that's when everything is like Malcolm X knew, that I'm on borrowed time, like Sean was saying. And once you walk in your faith, then to be honest, we look at it because we look at it from a worldly view, as in we lost somebody great. We should take those teachings, put it in our own lessons, and teach what he taught in our own ways. But don't forget the basis and the start of it, because that's what he would want. And a lot of times we look at it from a worldly view, and we don't look at it from a spiritual and a faith element. And him dying wasn't like I said, the worldly view from us, we get sad about it. He knew that if he died, he would be free of everything, and we would see the what he wanted us to see. and that was that his teachings were that powerful that they had to take him out. We get so caught up on him getting taken out instead of the teachings. And I think, like you said, that's just from a worldly view. But if we look at it from a freeing state, he freed himself because he knew his walk, you know.
For sure. One more piece of the element to that we didn't get to. So what you all didn't see was the brother that was speaking at first. Once he was down, his wife was doing CPR. She was a nurse, and they had to run across the street to the hospital to get the gurney to take him over because the residents, the hospital residents, refused to service him. So they had to go get the stretchers, roll him out, right? And then they charged the brothers that brought him into the hospital for stealing the property. That's how cold it was back then. You feel me? I know that's kind of a moot point, but, you know, I was going to let it play all the way to that until, you know, what happened. But I do want to follow up with a follow-up question, y'all. Let's go Uno, Sean, and then CJ. Do you think, was Malcolm X killed for what he said or what people fear his words would become? Was he killed for what he said or what people feared his words would become?
People, and for me, it's always you take somebody out because of the fear of what is going to happen. And it was action based and it was word based, right? But since we're talking about words, I mean, the words are powerful, but I think a lot of times with Malcolm X, it was, and I hate that the rhetoric with Charlie. I don't even want to say his name with CK because I don't even fuck, bro. With CK, I hate the rhetoric that we're talking about words when Malcolm X did so much action. I don't even want to even like I have to refrain. I have to take that question and just like say action instead of words because I can't sit here and just say that Malcolm X was just talking because he was action based. And I still feel like they killed him because of the action. Same with MLK, said with Fred Hampton. I don't want to take away from what those guys did by just saying it was purely getting on words because I hate the comparison. And even this comment right here, what they would do, they were already doing it. And I think we forget that shit, man. Like, I really mean that. Like, they weren't what they were about to do. They were doing it, not what was going to come. Malcolm X had people in suits, man, with guns. He had a militia behind him. Do y'all not understand what these people were saying in the interview? He didn't let us pat them down. CK and what we are used to now with revolutionaries or whatever you want to call CK a revolutionary or whatever, they on a podcast mic. Myron and all those people, they don't have security. This man was walking around with people that you couldn't talk to him without getting patted down by people. Not security. These were people that literally gave up their life because they wanted to get taught. Their entire life was Malcolm X. I don't think we understand that. We can't even comprehend that right now.
We lost you for a second, bro. I think I got a call.
I'm back. I got a phone call. Let me put me on do not disturb because I gotta say this.
I swear I gotta do that shit every time.
And I think we forget that, man. And then just to circle the shit, I don't want to take up too much time. But yeah, I think he got killed because of his actions and his words. I will say, yeah, his words for sure. But I don't want to take away the fact that, man, he was action led, man. Because Malcolm X was really putting in the work. In other countries, let's not forget he went to a whole nother country and brought this back to the United States and opened up his eyes. And he was doing the action. And he had too many people around. You know what I'm saying? So I think yes, it was fear for sure of what he was doing, what he could have done, and what he was saying for sure.
Okay. Sean, what you think? Was he killed for what he said, or what people feared he would become and do, or what he was doing?
What he was doing and what people feared he would become. For sure. They hate the consolidation of power. They hate the galvanizing of troops. They hate anything that's going to bring us together. They hate when we find our message and that shit starts to resonate and people start to see, you know what? Yeah, maybe he right. Maybe we should follow him up into this brick wall and see if we can get through that bitch. Because they had a cult-like following. He had a cult-like following. And people were willing to lay it all on the line for him. And it was only going to get stronger. He had, much like myself, you know what I'm saying? Like I started off in the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam. And I became Sunni Muslim. And so it's just like, I feel like his, he had, you know, long before I did, he had a similar trajectory. And with that, once you get away from what I feel like were the constraints of just, you know, being a part of the nation and just being, you know, more worldly and things like that, man, I think the opportunities were limitless in terms of the impact he could have had. And so, yeah, they fear that. They don't want that even today. So, yeah.
For sure. I like it. The cook up is real. CJ, what you got, bro?
I know I said this like earlier in the pod. I said the number one thing that controls most humans, damn near all of them, is fear. Like it will control your actions. It will control how you move, how you step, everything. Whatever you name a thing that you want to do and you haven't done it yet. Why? You fear something. You fear failure. It's something. It's something. But fear is the godfather of it all. So to answer the question, like I said before already, that it would be fear. But the fear isn't what he said. It's because by the time in that moment of him getting shot and killed, it's because of what like Uno already said. It's what he's already done. He's already done things. So they already knew that at this point, you know how sometimes a person could like say some shit, but they ain't done nothing. So what they doing? You know, they just bullshitting. They ain't serious. While Malcolm, everything he said, he followed up with. So at this point, if you're going to say, was he killed for what he said? You can say yes, because he's already done so much shit that at this point, anything he say today, odds are it's going to happen.
Take it to the bank.
Ain't no way around it, because he's got the proof, he's got the receipts, he's got the background for it to show that, hey, he said blah, blah, blah a year or two ago. What happened? It went down. He said this, that, and the third. What happened? It went down. So whatever he say today, odds are what? It's going to go down. So it was a sense of fear that, yeah, what he said was going to be the next step, because so far he wasn't, it was no failure to his words. It was no bullshit to his words. He wasn't being no pussy or nothing. What he meant, what he said is what he meant. So that's why, yeah, he got killed for his words, but the fear of what he's already done is what was the gas to like the words he was already about to say. So it was just that, if anything, the question that you're giving is basically yes and yes to both parts of it, because like I said, whatever he done in the past just gave proof that whatever he say next, you already know what's going down.
Yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna skip the next subject matter. I'm gonna keep it tall with you. This part has been so layered and deep. Pause.
Pop culture, like the music.
There was a pop culture mirror I was gonna do with battle rap, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that this Malcolm X segment has been so powerful. I want to skip that and go straight to the bigger lens and the solution to growth. I don't mind.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was more of the same, you know, words leading to outcomes, but I don't even want to shift to that coming off now. It feels like a gross injustice to how we just cooked that up. You feel me?
Yeah, shout out to my nigga Malcolm. I mean, Martin, you cool and all, but
maybe shift mid thought. Like, I don't even want to talk about that next subject because you know what I mean? So let me get to the next few questions to get us down into our bigger lens conversation. So, does cancel culture protect society or make words more dangerous by adding weight?
Well, I gotta say that cancel culture's primarily only targeted to people of color and only affects people of color. and people of color are the ones that created cancel culture. So it's this ongoing loop that I have to recognize before I even answer the question, that we are our own worst enemies, because white people, Mexican people, Asian people, and none of those people are canceling their own people. We're the only ones doing this shit, and that is proof. The proof is right there. Name me white people that's canceling white people right now.
Okay.
Name me somebody you know that's Mexican that's canceling somebody Mexican. George Lopez is still on fucking TV, and Mexican people hate that man guts, but do they sit there and cancel him and talk about him every
I ain't
day?
gonna lie, when you said Mexican people, I was thinking George Lopez, but I was like, nah, that time when I was in California, I learned that they don't even fuck with Buddy like that.
They don't fuck
So,
about it, but do they go out their way and say he canceled?
nah.
We the only culture I will live and down that hill. Cancel culture is made by black people for black people. It is literally, I don't know who created that shit, but we are the only ones that do it. And when we try to do it with other races, it never works. And then we get mad, and then we take that energy and do it to our own people.
I like it.
So I got to say that before even diving into cancel culture. I got to lay the, I just had to lay the
For
ground
sure.
for myself.
We definitely not even pivoted into cancel culture. It was just a interesting question. Sean, do you got a thought on this? Does cancel culture protect society or make words more dangerous by adding weight?
Damn, that is an amazing question. Damn, I was thinking, and my thoughts went both ways. Pause. I guess what I'm struggling with is, are people ever really canceled? Remember, Chris Brown was canceled 20 years ago. Now he's one of the biggest touring artists, as he should be still. You know what I'm saying? How many times have they tried to cancel Ye? So I don't know how to answer that question, if I'm being honest, because I don't think cancel culture is really effective. Because I mean, who's really been canceled and can't come back?
Right.
Colin Kaepernick.
Well, I don't know if he got canceled. I think he got blackballed from the NFL.
Blackballed.
Is that not the same thing? No, that's different.
Blackballs when white people still hold your ass back.
Yeah.
I don't think black people have a. I mean, I hate to say that. I'm not gonna say that on record no more.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
said what?
I wouldn't say
that.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say he's canceled though, because I don't.
Black
We had
balls
no. I know niggas was like, "Oh man, he sold out for some money at the end of it all," but that really ain't had nothing to do with us per se. You know what I'm saying?
For
The fact
sure.
that he took a bag or whatever. So I don't know if niggas canceled him. You know what I'm saying? He still got millions of followers and shit.
Yeah,
So,
Kanye West just got a documentary that just came out today.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's an AMC. I'm surprised nobody talking about it, but it's from 6 years of when he started his when he found out he had bipolar disorder, from when he did all the church stuff, when he had his first kid, all that behind the scenes. But he had an 18-year-old kid with him, filming everything. Nobody talking about it. Literally dropped today.
I thought that was tomorrow. That's the day.
I mean, it's West Coast on Thursday. You know, West Coast get Thursdays.
Okay, I was about to say, I know you talking about. I was like, nigga, I thought that's tomorrow, nigga. I plan on seeing that. You know, I'm a Kanye fighter.
I feel like black people, we're more welcoming than everybody, but also we give more grace. We give each other grace for real. We really, really do, bro. How many chances have we given Kanye? Because we love Kanye. We love the old Kanye so much that we give the new Kanye so much grace. This nigga from Eisenhower, my line brother went to Eisenhower, right there in the hundreds, you know what I'm saying? Right there, not far from my crib in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, as much wild shit as Kanye said, I shoot him so much bail, man. Even when they try to cancel him, I'm like, damn, he's still one of ours, bro.
Yeah.
He still did great shit. Then I started to think about, you know how many terrible people we all know? You know what I'm saying? In our real lives, we know some terrible fucking people that do terrible shit. And we really do be proud to know them niggas. Like, oh yeah, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Little cuz called me from prison today. You know what I'm saying? He got 66 years. You know what I'm saying? That's still my little cousin, and I love him. He been in there 27 years since he was 17. You know what I'm saying? But when he get out, I'm gonna make sure that he good, cause he my little cousin. But I understand why people would consider him a terrible person because of what happened. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we give grace, man. And when people is ours, man, we just like, man, look. Yeah, maybe somebody might be like, nah, fuck this person. I'm trying to block them, whatever. You know, like even Mike Vick. The whites still ain't let that shit go. But with us, shit, Mike Vick, that's he our people. Fuck y'all.
But I was Norfolk State.
Yeah, that's our people, nigga. You can't cancel them. So I don't know. I don't know who really has been successfully canceled.
And that's what I'm saying, right? So that's why I said about the cancel thing, right? Because what you listed, Ye, we said Kanye, and then we said Michael Vick. I feel like all of that was blackball instead of canceled. I feel like that falls under the blackball. And then when you talk about grace, it's like you give grace because you're seeing people from other cultures trying to take money from somebody that you seen work so hard to get it. And I think cancel culture is one of those things where it's like cancel culture is more like of the pop shit. It's more just like the hearsay. Like Cardi B said that back in the day she used to rob people after she would do escort, and then people say she canceled. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think that's more of like the cancel culture of like, Chris Brown getting into a fight with his girl, and what that happened. That's more of a cancel culture because he wasn't really blackballed. They still let him do music and all that. It was just kind of the people were like, do you decide what's right or what's wrong with Chris Brown? So I think, yeah, I mean, with those are cancel cultures. And I just think with those, what you just named, Sean, was like more of a blackball. And I think that's why we give grace to Kanye, because Kanye wasn't fighting with us. Kanye was fighting the power that be. So you can look at it from a sense of like, yo, this is a black man that was from nothing, became a billionaire, and now he said some words, and now white people and a specific group of people want to take from him. So now you see yourself in Kanye, and you like, that's why you give him grace. Because Kanye has said stuff about black people, but what he said about black people could be true, could be wrong, but it's one of those things. But he never really went out his way to attack anybody in the culture. He's always been somebody that's going to tell the truth about the culture and where the culture is at. I think that's why we give people like Kanye grace.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Guess what? R. Kelly get out of prison, he gonna do numbers on this concert.
Doing numbers, bro. He doing numbers.
He doing
numbers. And to be honest, R. Kelly, that's not, I don't consider that blackball. That's just law, man. Like dog, what are you doing? You going to jail? You're going to jail.
Right. Hey, look, we my bad, bro. You got it. You said
you go ahead.
We saw Diddy drag the shit out of Cassie. You feel me? Now, as many women that want to say, "Oh, nah, we ain't fuck," man, Diddy's still gonna be Diddy. He's still gonna be one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? When you get up out that jam, you know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, shit, how many niggas that like Shorty, he ain't the first who saw that beat a chick up. So don't have selective outrage. For sure. If you ain't cancel your daddy or your uncle, then you can't cancel that man. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bar. I like that. We getting real in this motherfucker. I like this. Let's go to the next question because this is a good one too. Let me go with CJ with this one. I like this. If speech can spark wars and revolutions, should it still be treated as free or regulated like weapons? Pardon self. That was definitely by accident. If we see that speech can literally start wars and revolutions, should it be treated as free or regulated weapons?
The question is, should it still be treated as free? My answer to it is treated as free until it affects the powers that be. They'll let you say whatever the fuck you want. But the moment they don't like it, then it becomes regulated. Or the moment it affects them in a bad way. Now, if it affects the powers that be in a good way, it makes them money, Keep talking, nigga. Literally, keep talking, nigga. But the
Hey,
moment,
why you gotta say it like that?
because you know who the powers that be. So the moment if it's affecting their wallets the good way, keep talking, nigga. It's not that they don't care. They getting paid. They making money off of it. Keep talking. But the moment it hurts their wallets, the moment it hurts like their assets, because you know when it comes to the powers that be, money ain't even the biggest thing for them. It's always the brand.
Yeah.
The brand is bigger than the money because at the end of the day, the brand don't die. Money, the value of money always fluctuates, but the brand never dies. Hollywood is a brand; it'll never die. So the brand don't die. So as long as your words don't affect the brand, they don't care. But the moment it does, it goes from being freedom of speech to we gotta regulate this, to we gotta minimize this, to we gotta shut this nigga up. So you can call it freedom of speech until it affects the powers that be. Then it's a problem.
Sean, same question.
Yeah.
If speech can spark wars and revolutions, should it still be treated as free or regulated like weapons?
Yeah, it's important that it's still treated as free. As long as we understand that we have a responsibility to be responsible with it, because it's not free from repercussions. It just ain't. Look, we learn that as little kids. Talk back to your mom and daddy and see what happened. You gonna get a pat. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get a pat real quick. You know what I'm saying? We learned that real early. You know what I'm saying? When they say don't do something and you do it, they're gonna spank your hand. In school, you start talking back when I'm a little older than y'all, but they're gonna bring that ruler out and they might, you know what I'm saying, get your ass with that ruler.
We got those for sure.
In second grade, I'll never forget. Dulles School in Chicago, right by O Block. I cursed, and they took me in the janitor's closet and washed my mouth out with some red lava soap. I'll never forget that day in my life. Second grade.
Damn.
I mean, you can curse.
That's crazy work.
You gonna catch these. Gonna cost you. Yeah. So we have a duty. We have a duty as it relates to our words. We have a choice every single time we move our lips. Pause. We can hurt people. We can motivate people. We can incite riots. We can say something poetic. We can evoke emotions with our words. And you get to decide whether it's going to be a positive or negative emotion. And when you make that choice, you got to understand it's just kind of like being men, nigga. Once you shooting shorty, once you air that club out, you ain't got no control after that. You know what I'm saying? If it goes and it meets an egg, my nigga, you lost control. Once you gave her that, you know what I'm saying, them fish. You know, it's the same thing with words, bro. You let them motherfuckers go, my nigga. They hit somebody's eardrum. You can't control how a motherfucker react. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bar. I like that, Sean. Hold on, what you got, bro? If speech can spark wars and revolutions, should it be treated as free or regulated as weapons?
Man, you know, it gotta be treated as free. And just to piggyback off what CJ and Sean was saying, we have a responsibility more now than ever, because everybody has a voice now. And you know, I bring a conversation that me and you had personally. If I can talk about this conversation that me and you had personally. You said something to me a while back, and I don't even know if you remember this conversation, but on the flip side of the free speech, this conversation really stuck with me, bro. And you were just being yourself, but I remember you told me, you said, man, I was very happy when I didn't know how ignorant everybody was. And I don't even know if you remember telling me this, but that really stuck with me. And I think that's the responsibility. And even when you doing this podcast, you told me this before podcast. I'm talking about this was years ago. And this when social media was becoming a thing. And I think that's where the responsibility comes from, because now everybody has a voice. And I mean everybody. I mean, there's homeless people with TikToks, man. You know, and I'm not saying homeless people with TikToks shouldn't have a voice, but I'm just telling you, everybody has a voice. The people that you don't even think have a voice have a voice. and they have
Sure.
free will to use that voice. And I feel like everybody has free will to use their voice. But like Sean said, we have a responsibility. You want to take the ignorant route, guess what? You gonna get ignorant shit back. You take the positive route, guess what? You still gonna get negative shit back because people hate positivity. There's a such thing that people have termed toxic positivity. Some people are gonna think you too positive. You a negative person, you gonna get negative shit back. But guess what? You might have somebody in the comments be like, hey man, I love you. And guess what? I'm gonna just spread some love to you, man, because you negative as hell. You see that. You see people, I'm gonna pray for you, man. You know, so it's always gonna be a push and pull with free will, but it's up to that person to have the responsibility with their voice. And
This
that's
is
just that.
fire. I like it. Let's put a bow on this one, man. We not gonna push it. Like I said, this is potent, man. I want this shit to marinate ideas, man. Let's wrap this thing up, man. This is first off, I applaud y'all, man. This has been a fire conversation. Like to all the guests here,
Hey, look,
also
man.
Be No Shot, man. Y'all, we cooked this one up. I appreciate y'all, man. This is what it's for. You feel me? This is what I do this for these type conversations with y'all. So I appreciate y'all being here, man. But let's put a bow on this thing and get up out of here. CJ, what you got, man? Take us home, bro.
Look, man, come back to me, man. My gear's still turning with Malcolm, man. Yeah, I told you, you know how I feel about my brother, Malcolm, man. You already know, man. Come back to me.
That shit was heavy. He
That was
shit
heavy,
my whole
man.
show.
That was
Sean,
heavy,
what
man.
you got, bro?
Man, when you wake up in the morning, man, we each get to decide who we're going to be and what we're going to do and how we're going to use those 24 hours. You can use it to tear people down. You can use it to talk shit about people. You can use it to build, or you can use it to bring people together. You can motivate people.
Mm-hmm.
You can make people believe in themselves. You can enlighten people. You can make somebody's day. Literally, your words have the power to make somebody's day. Literally. That's a choice we make, to go out and be a light, or to go out and be that dark cloud that when motherfuckers see, they're like, this nigga Sean, man, this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You got a choice on who you're going to be and how people going to see you and what impact you have on people. Like, choose wisely. And also, man, you got a choice whether or not you want to be selfish or selfless. But understand, when you're talking to people who are selfless, that they judging you when you a selfish ass nigga. Don't tell me you the leader. Don't tell me you the man. Don't tell me you one of them if you a selfish ass nigga and you don't think about other people. Because I'm not going to.
Like that. I like that, Sean. Uno, what you got, bro?
Man, I came in a little late, but from what I got, man, still heavy. And when it comes to just being freedom of speech, or just speech and things, like Sean was saying, choices. You took the word right out of my mouth. I tell the people that's watching this, remember that United States, and walk with me here. United States is a country.
Mm-hmm.
I just had this conversation today, and when I say it's a country, it is a country, y'all. And just because you in your state, the way that United States has this shit split up, we tend to forget that this is a country. And because you in a state, and then you in a city, and then you in a town, and then you in section off in between districts, and
then
like
you on the
in the
streets,
South,
nigga.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like even in the South, we got wards. They split us up so much that we tend to forget that we all in this shit together, yo. That dude in California, you might hear something that happened in California with somebody black. That is you. That is you. Now, gentrification might not happen in the swamp just yet, but nigga, it's going to happen. Guess what? The lynchings that's going on in the South with people in California, that might not happen to you. But my nigga, that is you. And I think that is what I'm trying to say is this speech and these choices that we make, we have to understand that there is 50 other motherfucking states that have the same people that look just like me and you that are literally going through the same thing. So you do have a fucking choice to uplift your people, man. And to be honest, you shouldn't be saying nothing else. If you're not uplifting people, man, for real, if you got a problem with society and you ain't got nothing to say, my grandma used to say, if you ain't got nothing that's good to say, don't say shit.
That part.
Don't say nothing. Grandma said, you ain't got nothing to say, don't say it.
Yeah.
Journal that shit, man. Journal that shit down. In our culture, if you see somebody saying something stupid and wrong, don't even try to correct them in public. They already done, it's 50 states. They already done, somebody done retweeted that shit and it's viral on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Now your ass is under there in the fucking clown show trying to teach this motherfucker something that they already done said. So don't even do it. Try to do it in private. DM them. Hey man, I seen what you saying. You want to have a healthy dialogue about this? Or you just mad? 9 times out of 10, they gonna be like, nigga, I'm mad, bro. Man, take that shit down there. They'll take it down. But that's just the simple shit. What I'm saying is that there's other ways with this freedom of speech thing that we got that you don't have to post so much shit for our culture to look the way it's looking right now. Because right now we are all angry about something and we just going on fucking line and we just using our voices to criminalize ourselves. We're using our voices to not uplift ourselves. And we really need to go back to the basics, man, and really spread that motherfucking love. Because that's the only thing that's going to bring us together right now. Because I'm telling you, for some reason, with white supremacy and the shit with Charlie Clark that has nothing to do with our black asses, somehow I felt like now we 10,000 goddamn steps behind because a white man got shot by another white man. And that's why we are having this conversation. As 4 brothers on this podcast, we are now trying to still bring our people together. And we have nothing to do with this shit. We have literally nothing to do with this shit. But now, and that's why I said, if we're not uplifting each other, we should not even be concerned about it. Let these people, and that's how I wrap it up. If you see somebody out here that's not uplifting the culture, unfriend them. Don't keep them around. Unfollow them. You got that opportunity. You have that power in your life. Do not keep following motherfuckers that are negative, that go on live and argue with their baby mamas every day, that go on live and talk shit about men every day, that go on live and talk shit about women every day. Unfollow them. I'm tired of seeing that shit for likes and clicks. Ain't nobody white, and ain't nobody, and if they all white, they doing it, they want to be black. They got black baby mamas or they got black baby daddies. They're trying to fit in with the culture and they're mirroring what they think is cool. And you know what's cool? Shitting on each other. That's what's cool now. So when you see other people doing it, take heed to other cultures that's mimicking black culture, because all I'm seeing is niggas that literally are the purest niggas of the niggas. When other cultures mimic us, they take that shit to the 10th power. And that's what they look at us as like. So that's what I'm saying about this freedom of speech. Watch what you doing, man. Because when other coaches pick it up, you're just a reflection of you and what they see in you.
I like that.
So again, man, we got that choice, man. We have that choice. We have that responsibility. Unfollow that shit, man. Take that shit out your timeline. Your timeline should not have none of that shit. Your timeline should be black teachers helping, black astronomers, black people in tech, black people and black people in every corner of something doing something good, man. Whatever you into, I'm sure there's somebody black that's successful in it. That's what your ass should be following, bro.
I like that.
None of that bullshit ass shit that's going on right now. Unfollow it, unfriend it, unlike it, don't subscribe to it. And watch this. If you do what I just said you do, watch how much that algorithm is gonna push that shit on you, and how much you're gonna be like, damn, they really pushed this shit on me right now. When I've literally told them I'm not interested. Big booty hoes, watch it. I'm telling you. Say you are interested and see how many motherfucking World Star clips you start getting. Are you interested in this? Why the fuck would I be interested in it? I thought I just told you I'm not.
I like it. I like
Watch it, man.
Solid.
You got a choice.
CJ, what you got?
Hey, man, no. Fuck this nigga, bro. You want me to follow up after that shit? Now, when I was the one that was dropping the fucking mic last year on the closing shits, what was your biggest statement, Strata? I ain't about to follow with that. Y'all gonna be fucked up. Like, and now you want me to do it? I'm over here listening to this nigga. Like, at first I'm like, yeah, that's fact.
Could have said that.
I
Cool.
nigga, chill out. God damn. He's still going? He got a part 2? I ain't followed up after that.
Man.
Like, what the fuck, nigga? Man, look, all I'm gonna say is for all you people that's got voices, black folks, because you know the other side is the other side. But for all you people that's got voices, if you got the voice to motivate people to do shit like go to the gym, to be artists, to be content creators, not the bullshit content creators that do dumb shit, bro. Like actual good content creators, like whether it's music, whether you're like doing some educational shit, like if you got that type of voice, maintain that, man. Don't be that person that like, oh, at first I was doing it for fun, at first I was doing it for the culture, at first I was doing it to support people, and then at some point the sponsors came in. Now you want to do it for the money. Now you ain't going live unless it's for the money. Now you ain't budging unless it's for the money. You wasn't caring about the money at first. Your life wasn't outlandish when you started this shit, but you was doing it because you enjoyed it. Now you're doing it for the money. So now we don't see you like that unless there's $1 involved. There was people I used to really follow that was really into like just doing it because they did the videos for fitness because they cared about fitness. That was just a passion. But as soon as a sponsor came, now their passion has a price. It's not a passion no more. It's a chore. It's a job. Man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta stick to the passion, man. I hate that shit. Like shout out to my nigga Strata. I used to watch this nigga literally do these same talks in the car. And then he moved to the YouTube. But guess what? The passion never changed, my nigga. It's just a different location. That's it. The passion never stopped. So I hate the fact that y'all forget y'all passion the moment somebody blinds you with $1 bill, man. So I need a lot of y'all to go back to just remember when it was just a passion. Remember when you just enjoyed that shit. Remember when it wasn't stressful to put a camera up and say, hey, this is what I'm cooking today. This is my new recipe. Hey, brothers, hey, sisters, this is what I'm doing today. I'm about to show you this workout. Hey, man, I just learned how to do this shit to my car. Man, this one dude, before I don't want to go too far, this one dude I used to watch. This man used to give you a breakdown on how to fix every old school car on YouTube. This nigga like our age. He like 30. I was watching nigga when he was 20. Like he definitely was 20 when he started this shit. Then all of a sudden, he got the deals with Harley. He got the deals with who was it? Hyundai. So now what he doing? Now he only doing videos about fixing cars when the money involved. Now he don't even go live no more. Now if I see a video, it's like, hey, we're gonna be talking about the door, but let's first talk about today's sponsor. Now you sound like Mr. Beast, my nigga. Come on now. Like I just miss when niggas just did shit to educate motherfuckers on YouTube because that was their passion to begin with. So I just need motherfuckers to go back to, if you got that voice, you got that platform, bro, just put out the information, put out the positivity, put out the good shit on camera, in your speeches, in your words, because that was your original passion. Don't do that shit only if there's $1 involved. That's it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care. If SPS blows up, at the end of the day, the niggas that we start off with going to be the same niggas tomorrow. They're going to be the same niggas 10 years later. Niggas was making money before the camera came up. So when SPS blows up, guess what SPS gonna be? It's gonna be another place where money can come in, but we still gonna be the same niggas. We not about to be, oh, I ain't coming on camera unless there's money involved. Oh, I ain't gonna talk with that. No, man. Ain't nobody about to change their morals because of this shit. Ain't nobody about to be like, oh, I used to be about this, but I gotta change because them zeros in my bank account. No, nigga. No. Maintain frame. Your square was this shape today. It can't change to a fucking octagon because you got an extra zero in your account, my nigga. Stay in your square. Be you. Because the moment y'all niggas start changing, you start feeling funny on the inside because you don't even know who you are no more. Stay in your frame, man.
Stay in your frame.
Yo, I appreciate y'all so much, man. I'm gonna take y'all home with the good shit, man. Like,
I hate this nigga.
Y'all know.
I put in my
Easy to see, but she hard to find. Cut from the cloth, her couture line. Her contour lines of a silhouette behind the dull eyes. You see the sunset. Steph Curry half court when my wrist flex. She ain't even blink, cause she ain't impressed. Don't need your bread, cause she got that. Need a hustle in hand, she provide that. Haven't seen a mind that resides in the face. With a body up your game, she a whole upgrade. Fuck with shorty, she hit you with the whole up face. Yeah, she from the hood, so she know all the game. She know how you jug, know when you straight. She ain't got a lot of time to fuck around the waist. Fingers intertwined with the hands of time. For this moment, baby, you could be mine. If it's alright, if it's okay, I put in my time, you pick the place, and I ain't sure to play, babe. Just a little Marvin Gaye, Bombay, babe. With your chillin' persona, double cup marijuana, what heaven's bringing together. Let no man bring us under. The nights I'm sober and the covers upon us, and I'm digging you deeper. You whisper, dig a little further. I'm digging inside the crevices of your mind. Your third eye screams and climax with mine. So for the first time, I'm so goddamn high. My pineal gland show me love is blind. Makes you soft behind with the high divine. Pluck and suck your grapes straight from your insides wine. Are we coming or going? Too tight to the side. I'm deeper inside, gliding side to side. So you match my mind and I match your fly. Heaven watch you move. This is a hell of a night. So the vibe is right, potent and strong. Pompeii, put some